Good morning, my neighbors! Hey, fuck you! Yes! Yes! Fuck you, too!
Hello, everyone.
What's up, dirty dogs?
Hello?
Hello, everyone.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
What up, everybody? It's good to see ya. You guys ready? You guys ready? Let's go. Let's go. We're here a little bit early, guys. Blue screening it. This should be here any moment. It's good to see each and every one of you guys. Hi, Terry. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to each and every one of you guys. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend. What's up, Dom, Jay, Sky, Jimmy, Luis, Wiz, Angela, BJ, Nancy, CW, Socks 2, Salvador, Joe, Crystal, Ricky, Carl, Unknown, Chris, Avino, David, Carrie, Roxy, Ricky, Kevin, Patriot, Michelle, Paulie, Francine, Patriot, Doomhat, Killjoy Dave, Natalie, Neighbor Guy. Oh my God, so many of you guys. Great to see you all, man. Let's get it. What's up, Jack Diesel? What's up, Aunt? What's up, Tons? What's up, Laguna? What's up, Alice? So it's good to see you. What's up, Stingy? It's great to see all you guys. It is good to see you. It's been a good weekend off. Got a bunch of work done. Got my cat fed wherever he is at right now. I know he's in here somewhere. Go. Oh, he's over there. So yeah, it's good to see you guys. Hopefully all is well. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Got a bunch of cards listed and got all that shit done and made some good sales and yeah. Got my coffee ready, had some breakfast, had some over easy eggs and bacon. Shit, house smells great now. It smells like fucking Denny's in here. Changing it up with a little, instead of French vanilla, do a little hazelnut today. That's good stuff. That is good stuff. Hazelnut. Shit, yeah. What's up, Westo? How are you? You like Denny's, Terry? I think Denny's is better than Norm's. I don't go to Denny's too much. There's not too many Denny's around here. There's IHOP real close. Got an IHOP a few blocks away, but not any Denny's. Denny's got pushed out the neighborhood. Ceasefire on Fig. Well, only due to Jason. Shout out to Jason, wherever he's at. Shout out to my boy Brock. I'm wearing his shirt. Hopefully all is well, Brock. Miss you, bro. So yeah. What's up, Mello? How are you? Everybody in the chat's getting O Peachy. Not Peachy folder. It's O Peachy. OPEECHEE. O Peachy. It's a company. Actually, it makes hockey cards, owned by Topps. That was like the Canadian version of the same card. You know, like when Gretzky had a rookie, the O Peachies were the ones that were sold and made in Canada. And here in America, of course, we got Topps, the regular Topps cards, making the O-Pee-Chee more valuable. So, yeah. And then, of course, when I was a kid, a lot of people had O-Pee-Chee folders. I know I did. All the gang members, not that I was a gang member because I was never a gang member, but they were a crowd favorite of the gang members because they could take them, put all the work in there that they never did in school, and fold it up in their back pocket and put it in their back pocket. So it's like they had a backpack, and it was just really just a folder with some papers that I guess they were going to hand in at some point. Who knows? So, yeah. And I'm pretty sure they still sell today. I don't know if they're a hot seller like they were back in the day. They had a little track and field guy on it and all kinds of shit. They were pretty hot during the day. But I don't know about now. I don't know if anybody really cares about them now. What do you mean what's wrong with YouTube? YouTube's working. There's 100 people in there. I don't know about 100, but they're getting there. It's there, sweet daddy. Just need to refresh. Hold their rolling papers. Yeah, well, you could technically do that in there too. I wonder if Candido's going to show up with his bodyguard again. What, he had a bodyguard? Stop it. He didn't have a bodyguard. Did I miss that on Friday? Is that what I missed thanks to the fucking internet? Well, I'm pretty sure it's just the cord that took a shit on us. I actually want to try, maybe tonight, I'm going to try starting the show with the old cord. Because I really hate having this cord running through my house. But it is what it is. If that's what it means, and that's what it is. He had 4 security guards. Stop it. For information, YouTube did drop for a second. Is that why the attendance is so low right now? Well, everybody's still in there, so I don't know. Maybe it's just on YouTube's side. Why would he have, like, were they real security guards? Or were they just, like, 4 of his friends that showed up? I mean, what's going on? Why would he go in there with any security guards? He's been there a million times by himself. What's the point? What's the point? What's up, John? Shout out to you and the rest of Washington State. Thank you, GVN. Yeah, just weird. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, YouTube can have some hiccups. It's not on my side. Right now, we're flying like an eagle. 3,500 megabits right now, just flying like an eagle, steady. Holding steady. What's up, Tommy? Yeah, I don't understand why he'd do that. 4 big bouncers. So they were real bouncers? Why would he do that? Like, what's going on? Who's threatening him? And he felt the need to have not 1 but 4 people come with him. That's just odd, and I'm sure nothing happened to him. So I'm sure they were like, "Well, fuck, this is fantastic. I love this gig. And just roll with you to a city council meeting, watch you talk, and that's that. Okay. Now I need to go back and watch it. Anybody say anything about Smoking Scared? 'Cause I didn't even watch it. I'm not smoking anything yet, John. I'm just waiting for these dummies to get to work. They should have been here 2 minutes ago, so any moment now we'll get it kicking off. I have some Skittles, a whole brand new. Well, I don't know if it's brand new now. It's like a week old. Well, it's really a month old. It was sitting in a bag for a month. Now I started hitting it last week, so I don't know how you want to look at that. It's fire as fuck. You want to know what the definition of trillium is? I would tell you if I knew.
I want to find out what the definition of trillium is. What the fuck is trillium?
I miss him.
I'm concerned you haven't passed a resolution regarding the flare-up in the Middle East.
Right.
I'm concerned about the drug violence in South America.
Me too.
The constant influx of migrants coming up from South America.
Absolutely.
Because of the said drug violence.
Yes.
I'm concerned about the new normal. The excise tax on legal marijuana.
That too.
I'm concerned about the gentleman who's known as the Great Intervener.
Yup.
I'm concerned about Dixie plates and Dixie cups.
Of course, who isn't?
I'm concerned about not eliminating styrofoam, and I'm concerned about the elimination of the franchise tax board, and I'm also concerned about that emoji. I never forgot. We should do away with that emoji. I thought that was a...
Thank you.
Done.
Do away with that emoji. Remember that. Don't be playing around in here with no emojis. What's up, Christy? What's up, Taiji? Oh, man. He's just a ball of fun. You gotta love him.
It's good morning. Arnold Sachs. I'm only going to speak on public comment. And item number 26.
Well, Utah's 2-0 on Esther. I'm pretty sure they won their first game 5-3, and then they beat the Kings 3-2 last night. Again, they're not a brand new team. It's the Coyotes. You know, they have a lot of young talent. They really do. They were starting to stack, and that's why I feel bad for Phoenix, for the Arizona fans, because finally, after years of mediocrity, they finally got enough draft picks. You know, Clayton Keller, he's a good player. Then they got that kid, Cooley. They've been waiting for Cooley to come up. He's played well when he came up. You know, yeah. You know what I mean? It just kind of sucks that finally when the ball gets rolling with them, they get moved to Utah. It's kind of just how it works, though. It's the business, you know. It's not sports anymore, ladies and gentlemen. This is all business. It's all money. It's sad. It's really it's all about. And even the winning aspect of it is always about the money. Like, what can I win? What can I get when I win? You know? So I don't blame the what do you call it? The athletes either. Let's see what we got here. There he is. What does this say? Ultra unusual. 2 puzzled men were surprised to find an expensive ultrasound machine abandoned on a Whittier street. How did it get there? Ultrasound, huh? Sure it wasn't a CT scanner and they were busy CT scanning baseball cards? Because that's like the new thing nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. People are literally taking expensive, not even expensive, all kinds of boxes and clothes cases and boxes and putting them under a CT scanner. And you can actually see which cards are in the box or pack or a case without even opening them. That's a new revelation to my baseball card world, which it really isn't good. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Finally, we can get going here.
Good morning and welcome to the regularly scheduled
Oh,
meeting
this is
of
the
the Los
first
Angeles
one
City
for him,
Council.
huh?
Today is
Or wait, it was
Tuesday,
Friday,
the
his first
24th day of December. My name is Marquise Harris Dawson, President of the City Council.
Marquise.
Public comment will be taken for this meeting both in person and in the council chamber.
What's up, Rob? Thank you,
Mr.
Rob.
Clerk, if we could begin our proceedings by calling the roll.
What's up, Mike?
Yes, Mr. President. Blumenfield, De Leon, Harris Dawson, Hernandez, Hutt, Krikorian, Lee, McOsker, Padilla, Park, Price, Rahman, Rodriguez, Soto Martinez, Yaroslavsky.
Yeah, that's where we're at.
13 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
You can see if this box has any good cards.
All right,
If not, you
first
just
order of
sell it.
business.
Approval of the minutes of September
You never know
20th,
it's completely
2024.
sealed. It's fucked
Mr.
up, man.
McOsker moves.
Too much money in baseball cards. in
Ms.
this
Hutt,
sense.
seconds.
It's
Next.
too much.
Combinatory resolutions for approval.
All right, Councilmember
All right,
Price
here we
moves.
go.
Councilmember Hernandez,
Casually
seconds.
late.
Mr. President, today is Tuesday and it's time for the flag salute.
All right, today I'll request
Hi,
Council
Catherine.
President
How are
Emeritus
you?
Paul
Am I
Krikorian
mad
to
at
lead
you?
us in the
Well,
flag
I'd never
salute.
be mad at you, Catherine. There's nothing you can
Thank
do.
you very much, Mr.
Unless you
President. It'd be
come
my honor if I could
steal
ask
stinks
members of the audience
without
and the
paying.
council to rise if you're able and face the flag.
You kidding me?
And mindful of the
I mean, I might have
values
missed
that
a,
represents, join me
a
in
comment or
saying,
two, but you got to remember,
"I
it's
pledge
rolling so
allegiance
fast
to the
sometimes.
flag of the United
So
States
please
of
don't
America,
think that. No
and to
way.
the republic
No way, no
for which
how,
it stands,
Catherine.
one nation under God,
No
indivisible,
way.
with liberty and justice for all.
No how. Why are you still here, bro? Why are you still here? Do you think he's angry because he doesn't get the big chair now and he's got to go sit back down? Do you think he's angry?
All right, what's next?
He got demoted.
Mr. President, there is a request to hold items 39 and 40 on the desk.
All right, without objection, that'll be the order.
There's also a request to continue items 25 and 45
Congratulations,
to
Vincent.
Tuesday, October
Keep
8,
it rolling.
2024.
All right, without objection, that's the next. What's next?
Items 1 through 26 are items noticed for public hearing. The Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety recommends to confirm the liens for items
Apparently it was
2,
an ultra
5
surprise,
through
though,
7,
JD.
9 through 11, and 13 through
According
17.
to NBC.
The Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety also
Mayor?
recommends receive and file the liens for items
So please, Catherine, don't
1,
don't
3,
think that. No reason.
4, 8,
Trust me.
and 12.
If I'm mad at somebody, they know.
Have been paid for items 1,
I don't beat
3,
around the
8,
bush
and 12,
with anything.
And the property is owner occupied for item 4.
Oh shit, where am I?
Items 27 through
Whole time I've been
39 are
gone.
items for which public hearings have been
Whole
held.
time I've been
The Civil
gone, this
Rights,
little
Equity,
stink of
Immigration,
this right
Aging,
here.
and Disability Committee report for item 38 has been submitted and posted online to council file number 13-1493-S18. Items 40 through 45 are items for which public
All right,
hearings
everybody.
have not been held. Items 46 through 58 are closed session items considered by the Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee. 10 votes are required for consideration.
All right, without objection, those items
is
are now
fucking
before
fire.
us. Are there any items that members would like to call special at this time?
There's
Mr.
one white
Price.
person in there, Tony.
Thank you, Mr.
Paul
President.
Krikorian.
Out of abundance
Right
of
there.
caution,
See
the
him?
city
He's
attorney
sitting
has
right-
advised.
Oh, there's
that I
Grady.
recuse myself from item.
Of course, he has to recuse himself again.
Item 30.
3-0, 30.
Why are you even here, bro?
Mr. Price, recuse on item 30. Mr. Soto Martinez.
Like, why is he even here?
President, I'd like to call item 35 for a separate vote, please.
All right, item 35 for a special vote. Councilmember Hernandez.
I got a
Thank you,
question
Council
for him.
President. I have an amendment for item 30. Could the city attorney please read it into the record?
Should have said.
Why are you here?
There we go. Should have waited. Jason,
The motion
your
reads,
girl's
I
up
move
in
that
here,
matter-
Jason. You better get her.
I move that the matter of the continued consideration of the Housing and Homelessness Committee report
Jason's gonna
relative
go.
to amending
Jason's
the
gonna hit
tenant
on her today.
anti-harassment
No.
ordinance with
What's up,
changes
young lady
consistent with
thing?
state and federal statutes.
Looking good
Item
today.
30 on today's council agenda, Council File 14-0268-S18, be amended as follows. First, subsection L, amend LAMC 45.34 as
fish-eyed
follows.
fool.
A tenant may use the protections afforded in this article as an affirmative defense in unlawful detainer, ejectment, and other actions, regardless of the factual allegations in the eviction notice.
She's going
when their
gray,
landlord
man. All this
engages in actions
craziness.
constituting tenant harassment
She's too
as
young to
defined
be
in
all
this
grayed
article
up.
and other applicable laws. And amending subsection N as in Nancy, amend LAMC 45.35.b as follows. A tenant prevailing in court under this article shall be awarded 3 times compensatory damages, including damages for mental or emotional distress, rent refunds for reduction in housing services, reasonable attorney's fees and costs, imposition of civil penalties up to $10,000, but no less than $2,000 per violation, depending on the severity of the violation, tenant relocation, and other appropriate relief as adjudged by the court.
All right.
Is there a second to this motion?
Is there a second? Councilmember Soto Martinez. All right. Mr. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Yes, I also have an amendment related to item 30 that the city attorney has.
I matter! Shut up, Meg. You don't matter.
And for the same item, we have delete the following recommendations. Delete subsection B, section 45.33.1, subsection D, section 45.33.3, subsection G, sections 45.33.6, subsection H, section 45.33.9, J, section 45.33.16.
What's up, Jason?
R, section 45.45G, and replace recommendation L in as follows. A tenant prevailing in court under this article may be awarded compensatory damages, rent refunds for reduction in housing services, reasonable attorney's fees, and costs, imposition of civil penalties up to $10,000 per
Jason
violation,
does that, Charles.
depending upon the severity of the violation, tenant relocation, and other appropriate relief as adjudged by the court.
Is there a second to this motion?
Councilmember Lee or Park? One of them. All right.
Yeah.
2 seconds. Councilmember Kokorian.
Thank you very much.
Not
Mr. President.
president,
Item 30 has
council
already
member.
been called special, but I just wanted to announce my recusal on that matter
course,
as well.
of course.
For the reason that I do own rental property.
Of course
Thank
you
you. Councilmember Soto Martinez, you already off? All right. Any
Imagine
other
that being your
specials?
landlord.
Show of hands, because this thing is not working up here.
He's got his little gavel. I think he's going to use his
All right.
gavel today.
Having taken all the specials, what items are available for us to vote on?
What's up, Milo?
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items 27, 28, and 29, 31 through 34, 36, 37, and 38.
So you want to restate the items that are before us just to be super clear?
Oh,
Yes,
Catherine,
Mr.
I don't
President.
know. I'm sure.
council
I
may
know
now vote
Grady
on items
does.
27,
and
28,
he does. So at
29,
least those two. I don't know about
31
anybody else.
through 34, 36 through 38.
All right, those items are now before us. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
Too far away from text?
13 ayes.
Mr. President, there's a request to send item 27
Like tennis?
forthwith.
I don't get it.
All right, without objection, that'll be the
You
order.
want me to be on the other side, is what you're saying?
What's next?
The council may now vote on item 35, called special by Councilmember Soto Martinez for a separate vote.
All right, that item's before us. Seeing no speakers, let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 ayes, 1 no.
Councilmember Hernandez. All right, we'll record Councilmember Hernandez as a no vote. That does not change the outcome. What's next before us?
The council may now consider closed session items 46 through 58, considered by the Budget, Finance, and Innovation Committee.
All right, I'll ask Mr. Blumenfield, our Budget Committee Chair, to advise the council in this regard.
Sure. We heard these matters in closed session, and we agreed to the city attorney's recommendations, and I think we can hear these in open session. I recommend an aye vote.
All right, if we could read those recommendations into the record.
Thank you, Mr. President. For item 46 in the case entitled The People of the State of California et al. Versus Monsanto Company et al., there's a recommendation for the city to accept $35 million. For item 47 in the case entitled Liz Hernandez versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $150,000 in settlement. For item 48 in the cases entitled Don DeVore et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al. As a consolidated case, and Isabel Castellanos versus City of Los Angeles et al. As a lead case,
sure Gil's
there's
watching.
a recommendation to
He didn't
expend
like
up
that
to
his Niners went down.
$500,000 in settlement. For item 49 in the case entitled Nancy Christopher versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $225,000 in settlement. For item 50 in the case entitled Kelly Tyler Heike versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $550,000 in settlement. For item 51 in the case entitled Sharon Sheriff versus City of Los Angeles, there's a recommendation to reject the plaintiff's offer of settlement. For item 52 in the case entitled Ariel Carrillo versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $1 million in settlement. For item 53 in the case entitled Ernesto Marquez et al. Versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $500,000 in settlement.
It's $37 million.
For item 54 in the case entitled Dora Makeda versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $125,000 in settlement. For item 55 in the case entitled Tamara Simpson versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $142,500 in settlement.
Sounds like, what's his name?
For item 56 in the case entitled Coral Markle versus City of Los Angeles et al., there's a recommendation to expend up to $145,000 in settlement. For item 57 in the case entitled Matt Paul McGowan versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $200,000 in settlement. And for item 58, in the case entitled Adekunle G. Rogers versus City of Los Angeles et al., there is a recommendation to expend up to $500,000 in settlement.
So there's almost $40 million in lawsuits.
All right.
$40 million,
Seeing,
40 million.
No commenters on those items.
You wonder why we don't have the
open the roll.
grappler. We don't have this
Close
on
the roll. Tabulate
all
the
the
vote.
other cool goodies that the other law enforcement
All right.
agencies have.
Councilwoman
That's
Rodriguez.
That's why LAPD,
Yes,
as
I'd like
much
to
as they
request
have,
34
don't
votes
have enough.
forthwith.
Excellent.
In that sense.
Without objection, that'll be the order. So we're now moving
And
on
that's
to
your
public
money.
comment on agenda items
That's my
noticed for
money.
public hearing and
It's
items for
our
which
money.
the public hearings have not been held. Please note today's meeting includes a call-in option for public comment. Public comment will be taken both in person in the council chamber and also via teleconference.
That's what I'm saying for a second.
Mr. Clerk, would you please read out the
Be
call-in
$100,000 just to
information
get the
that was
fuck away.
also provided
Get outta
on
here.
today's
Go
agenda?
get yourself a nice new car.
Thank you, Mr. President. As indicated on the agenda, members of the public wishing to offer public comment should call 669
I mean, considering a Jeep is 60 grand, you know, you're
and
not
use
gonna
meeting
get
ID
too
number
much.
160-535-8466 and then press
It is
pound.
non-taxable,
Then press
though.
pound again when prompted for participant ID. Once admitted into the meeting, press star 9 to request to speak. When it is your turn to speak, an automated Zoom voice will ask you to press star 6 to mute. Let me repeat, call 669-254-5252
Well,
and
again,
use
it's just
meeting
like
ID number
Diddy, Mayor.
160-535-8466
take their time.
and then
Don't
press
rush
pound.
into shit.
Then press pound again.
They're gonna
when
get you on
prompted for
92
participant
ways
ID.
to Sunday.
Once admitted into the meeting,
That way
press
there's
star
no way
9
of
to
getting
request
out.
to speak. When
Unless
it is
you
your
turn
turn to
on
speak,
people.
an automated Zoom voice will ask to press star 6 to unmute.
So people have already turned on her, just like people have turned on
To
him.
people providing public comment, when it is your turn to speak,
That's how that
either at the
works.
podium
Work your
or
way
on
up the
phone,
ladder.
please state which of the agenda items
So you
you'd
don't
like to
get
speak
one
to.
bust,
You will
you
have
get
1 minute
12
per item,
or
up to 3
16
minutes
or
total for
60.
the items open for public comment. We will tell you when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items,
What's
you
up,
must be
Q-ball?
on topic. Our goal is to get through as many speakers as we can. If you're not on topic, or if we cannot tell whether you're on topic, you will get one brief warning from me or the president. At that point, you need to get immediately and clearly on topic.
Oh, they
If
know,
you do not do
Catherine,
so,
but they
or
don't
you again
care.
stray off topic,
Either would
will
you or
forfeit the rest of your
myself,
speaking time,
Catherine,
and we will move
if
on
it
to the
wasn't
next
our
speaker.
money.
The
We'd
items
be
open for
glad to
public
spend it
comment
in these
are
ways.
Items number 1
If someone
through
has to come
26,
take some of it,
item
what do I
30,
care? It's not
and
my
items
money.
40 through 45. Again,
Right.
that's items 1 through 26, item 30,
Sure, that's
and
how they
items
feel.
40 through 45. Members of the public may also speak for up to 1 minute for general public comment. During general public comment, members of the public may speak to any of the items or anything else in the city's subject matter jurisdiction. For members of the public calling in, when it is your turn to speak, an automatic message from Zoom will prompt you to press star 6 to unmute yourself. If you do not do so, council staff will prompt you once more. At that point, you need to immediately unmute yourself, or you'll unfortunately forfeit your time, and we will move on to the next speaker. Finally, because of a brief time delay between the live meeting and the broadcast, 2 things are important. First, while you're waiting for
Yeah,
your
you
turn to
shouldn't be.
speak, keep
The
one ear to
judgment
the
is
phone so you hear in real
non-taxable,
time when it's your turn to
Jason.
press star 6. Second, if
I don't
you're
know,
listening
maybe
to
in
the
your
meeting on
state.
other devices, please turn down the volume
I'm
on those
talking about
devices
California. I don't know where
immediately
you're
when
at,
it's your turn to
Jason.
speak. Between the time delay and feedback, it will cause a great deal of confusion if you continue to listen to other devices.
All right, we'll begin public comment in the chambers.
All right, here we go,
and
ladies and
you will
gentlemen.
hear your name call. When you hear your name call,
And
line
viewer
up in the
discretion is
aisle. You
advised,
can
everybody.
line up in
Viewer
any order as
discretion
long as your name has been
advised.
called. And you will get instructions from the clerk and city attorney to provide public comment.
All right. Andrew Grapener.
Uh-oh. Under or over
Stacy
6?
Sagara Bollinger.
Under
Donald
over 6.
Carlin, Greenspan. Goat Developer. Batman.
Goat
Andrew
Developer.
Doe. Mike Hunt.
Mike
Hawk
Hunt.
Twa. Angela White.
Mike Hunt.
Which items are open again?
There's Batman.
It's items 1 through
Mike Hunt.
26, items 30, and items 40 through 45. Which items would you like to speak on?
It should be all of them. All items in
There-
general
there
comment.
he is. There's
You'll have 3
inch.
minutes.
Shot 3
General
inch.
and 1 minute for public comment.
All right, so let's start off with item 40. Item 40 is related to the mayor's emergency declaration on homelessness, the Inside Starving program, where like very few people are actually getting housed and or services. But the mayor's doing sweeps in high-profile areas to please rich people, just pushing them off to down the street, and no housing, no services. Maybe a handful of people get a room in a cheap motel halfway across the city with no blankets or food or anything like that. But that's all you're gonna get, right, Paul? Let's move on to item 41. That is the city's anti-hate PSA. We got Kevin De Leon around the horseshoe while you're doing an anti-hate PSA. The city isn't doing anything about hate. The city's welcoming a known racist right into the chamber. In fact, several of them. And black people are disproportionately shot and disproportionately victims of police violence. Unless you're like a rich white guy, you're probably, you're probably more of a target of police violence and hate in this city. But you got an anti-hate PSA for some virtue signaling. We have, let's see, we've got item 45. That's changes to committee structure and jurisdictions. You should remove Kevin De Leon and Curran Price from all committees. That should be something you should do, Marquise. Remove Kevin De Leon and Curran Price from all the committees. And why don't you remove the word innovation from the budget committee, because I'm not seeing any innovation going on in that committee. Remove the word innovation from the budget and finance committee name, because there's no innovation going on in that committee. All right, let's go on to general comment for the couple of you that are listening. We have, let's start it from 1 minute. We have, so I see, Paul, Marquise snubbed you, and he did not accept your weird gifts that you gave him. He did not accept the weird block thing for his desk that you tried giving him. Because you wanted to design the president's desk to look like the speaker's desk in the House of Representatives to try to make yourself feel better about not being able to run for the House of Representatives because you'd lose badly thanks to your performance as council president. You guys should stop calling him Council President Emeritus because he hasn't been officially named that yet. It's on Friday's agenda, so he's not officially Council President Emeritus yet. So you shouldn't be calling him that since he hasn't been officially named that yet. Kevin, you need to resign. I think they were in your neighborhoods in your district canvassing against you again this weekend. You're gonna lose badly. Marquise, you're probably not gonna be a great president.
There's 8 of them. Over wins. The over wins. Viewer discretion is advised, everybody, for Batman. Viewer discretion is advised. He just got his star on the Walk of Fame, too. Oh, look
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Madam Attorney, I am Batman, and I wish to speak on all items in non-agenda public comment.
You'll have 3 minutes for the agenda items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Fucking A. Yeah, fucking A, off of West Avenue and 37. Hearing protests or the objections to the Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety report in which has failed, and I give you a hypothetical example. What about those towers downtown by the old Laker station and that dumb cunt ramen noodle out there in Hollywood Hills? With the mansion with graffiti. What have you not done, Noodle, in 7 years? People's outcry for protest on the Department of Building and Safety sucks. It's time you get your act together, Los Angeles, and remove the blight. Remove el chinchero, cagada, cabrones, putos. Yeah. Look at item number 30 on homelessness. Homelessness is not a problem of the people. Homelessness is a problem of your local government. The failure, like, for example, Paul Krikorian, dictator Pinkface, was a terrorist who interfered in our progress for growth under homelessness as he stole the money along with you other criminals. And that's why I've returned. Then we go into item number public safety. Matter of fact, I was at public safety, and a black gentleman that runs the LAPD commission told me that crime is down. Is crime down in America after all? No. Is crime down in Los Angeles for the Olympics? Not. And when do we sacrifice our children to cops that fuck kids? Or I should put it, fuck cadets. That's a public safety. I'm ashamed to know that you rejected my public comment the other day regarding public safety, Madam Chair. And those issues are relevant to what's going on in the housing homelessness, as again on item 32.
Donald Harlan. Walking
what
in.
did David O. Carter say?
Item number 32 is not available for public comment. You can speak to that in your general public.
I'm on 32, ma'am.
Item number 32 is not available for public comment.
That's exactly how I pronounced it.
We can move you to your general public comment.
Agenda public comment now, dirty nigga. Now you're all welcome. Smoking scam. Candido and anyone who wants to be a criminal, join me. The first comic, the first noodle sucker on Hollywood Boulevard. How do you not see that when Batman comes to Los Angeles to save you from the dirty, dirty niggas? Because I reflect what's black in America. I am the Dark Knight. You should represent me on Hollywood Thursday. I invite everybody, all you heroes, all you nonprofits, all you scumbag politicians to come and put my star, the very first nigga on Hollywood, as a comic hero. And now, as far as Nithya Ramen cunt Noodle should know, fix the fucking problem with the mansion and fucking get rid of the graffiti, you dumb cunt.
So crazy.
Madam City Attorney, can you advise us with regard to the hate speech that we just heard and our capacity to disallow that from these chambers?
Yes, unfortunately, our speakers have certain protected First Amendment rights. The council does not condone the racist, misogynist language that these speakers spew out at council meetings, but unfortunately, we have to listen to it.
There you go. Explaining it to
Before the
everybody
next
who
speaker
doesn't
begins,
know.
I will call a few more names. Jessica Maldonado.
Oh, 3 inches.
Tommy Pikes III. Sheldon Taylor. Sandra Diaz.
Told you it gets spicy in
Marito,
here.
Marlene Mendoza.
Viewer discretion
Lisandro
is advised.
Preza. Julian Alexandra Macara.
Who signed up as Mike Cunt? I want to know.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
Who's Mike Cunt?
41, 42, 43, General.
You'll have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you. And then I heard a city attorney told me they know my languages. Let's try today. Mao quan nao ngai, ai mao quan nao hai, mao quan mao zai go yom tai yai, mao quan tong tai top zai han bon dai, mỗi han bon boy yo roi kêu moi. Gương dây yên đê Sen đi đà môn bối ca yây Đi đà mô bố yây nai yây môi yây Để bồi chiều rong Rong nào rong cái yêu tông tay khong Yong nai long cái yêu tông tay quang môi yêu Yong hỏi môn cái yêu
This is gold. All this is gold.
Number
40. How do people not see it?
Ake kuli hoya hoben Di da lu gong ga ho da he Ke se ge ho me o ya la ya pia le ge se ho da he Du 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 Hey du 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 ho Ake kuli hoya hoben Di da lu gong ga ho da he Ake ge se na o ya la ya pia le ge se ho da he Ake kuli hoya ho he Di da lu gong ga ho da he Ge se ge ho me o ya la ya pia le ge se ho da he
I fucking love
Number
it.
43.
All of it. Every bit of it.
是否已经开始逐渐褪色，再也不会无时无刻的牵挂着我的你呢？已经给我一种假设，回忆中抹不去的是你给过我的承诺。恋爱最初的那种感觉让人冲动太多，但是对我说我想要看到我的微笑，我伸出双手却告诉我又是一个圈套。你完美的爱情是致命的毒药，是我不懂得浪漫，还是故事的结局早就写好？是否已经逐渐开始褪色，再也不会无时无刻的牵挂着我的你呢？已经给我一种假设，回忆中抹不去的是你给过我的承诺。恋爱最初的那种感觉让人冲动太多，但是对我说想要看到我的微笑，我伸出双手却告诉我又是一个圈套。你完美的爱情是致命的毒药，是我不懂得浪漫。还是故事的结局早就你笑我越爱越当真，所以才越来越愚蠢，那么残忍没自尊，只想换一句永恒。这分手越长越伤人，你说的越来越诚恳，忍无可忍，转过身，一个吻却让我再次天真。
What's up, Heart? Sorry. Go find some kush and smoke it. I'm telling you, your stomach will be great.
¿Cómo está, señora
No joke.
intérprete?
In 10 minutes.
Estoy aquí para apoyar a Kevin De Leon. Estoy aquí para apoyar a la policía. Estoy aquí para apoyar al presidente Trump. Estoy aquí para apoyar a Israel. Estoy para apoyar la ley y el orden.
Hello?
Hello? The translator turned on.
Estoy para apoyar la seguridad y la integridad. Estoy para apoyar una
I want her to translate it.
traducción correcta.
Sí. Señor, si podría esperar un momentito, por favor, porque...
De manera correcta y precisa. Por favor, deje de mentir en su traducción. Por favor, tenga algo de integridad cuando traduzca. Te amo, señora
So fantastic.
Empecé a aprender español gracias a ti. Gracias por tu motivación y apoyo. Quiero ser una latina como tú.
She tried to get up in there.
He
translate.
is here to oppose inflation, he said a whole list of things that he's opposing, and then he asked me to stop lying, that he needs some integrity in the translation, that he started to study Spanish, and he says that he's grateful for the motivation that he received here.
I love it. I love it. It's a loose translation, of course. Donald Harlan,
Speaker,
everybody.
which items would you like to
Shout out
speak
to
to?
Donald Harlan.
Speak on all available agenda items.
Fucking love him.
General comment.
Kat, where are you
You'll
at?
have
Your
3
boyfriend's here,
minutes for the
Kat.
item. 1 minute
you
for
at,
general public
Kat?
comment.
Thank you. Agenda item 26, bonds for housing. There is no bonds for housing. The city of Los Angeles doesn't accept bonds. They don't sell bonds. They don't buy bonds.
Nope.
There is to be no business in the city of Los Angeles where they're buying or selling bonds for housing. I was concerned about the energy infrastructure items, 26 through 28. That I see a bribe there. That
Items 27 and 28 are not available for public comment. You can speak
Okay.
to them in your general public comment.
Yes.
Yes.
There's the abuse in the city council for the state of emergency. People show up from all over the government saying, oh, I think there's an emergency about this in the city. Let me do this and this and this. No. You don't allow people from other parts of the government to show up here and declare emergencies
Right.
and let them build shit.
That's right.
There's a big problem with that.
Yep.
Let's see. Liens against homes. The first few agenda items, liens against property. There is no such thing as a
Mike.
lien against property for nuisance abatement or a problem. It's against the people that created the nuisance. There's a whole list of people at the property that created the problem.
Yeah, Joe.
From the city people or the county workers that endorsed the illegal real estate development, to the people that supplied the illegal real estate development, to people that developed the property, that created the nuisance. The people that tried to register the property as theirs created a nuisance. They're to be billed for nuisance abatement. Anybody trying to lien a property for nuisance abatement in the city under those conditions should go to jail. They're committing fraud. They may be implicated somewhere with some of those people that created the nuisance. They should find out who that is and send them all to jail and fire them. Okay, this big problem, there's no water infrastructure bonds. Somebody crazy showed up and said, hey, let's spend money building water infrastructure. No. Quit claims for water and power lines in San Bernardino. No. Donald owns San Bernardino. He owns the power lines. He owns the electricity in there and all the infrastructure. There's no quit claims for power lines. All these, the agenda items 28, 27, and 26, all the name people mentioned there are to be investigated for bribes.
Speaker, those items are not available at this time. You can speak to them in your general public comment.
It's
We
not
can
general
move you to
comment.
now.
I'm ready for general comment. Okay, 26, 27, 28, there's a bunch of bribes. That power infrastructure, those power companies are imposters, they're fakes. Everybody named in those agenda items has to be investigated. Probably they're all going to prison. Nevada, you know, all that power infrastructure in Nevada belongs to Donald with all the land and electricity and everything. There should be nobody in the city council trying to make a bribe for the power company. And you don't make contracts in there either. You use the city workers or the water and power employees. You're not making a contract to build shit.
That's it.
Okay, anybody involved in those items has to be investigated by the federal government, SEC. There is no Department of Interior, they said is fake. Department of Reclamation, they said is fake.
That's it. Shout out to
EPA.
Shout out to Donald Harlan. Fucking love him. He's awesome.
Speaker, which items would you like to speak to?
I'm just here for general comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Okay. Okay, hello, I'm Jessica Maldonado, and I live here in Los Angeles, and I'm here to ask you to please put the item 190229S2 on the agenda for the next meeting. This motion will lead to Know Your Rights training for fast food workers so that we can learn about our rights and how to uphold them. When we don't know our rights or how to enforce them, we are put in dangerous situations. In my case, I was fired at El Pollo Loco after working here for 2 years after a customer went past the counter and threatened to put me on the grill. I told her to back off and was fired for talking back to her, for trying to protect myself. El Pollo Loco never clearly trained us on what to do in these type of situations. And now I'm without a job and unable to help my family with rent and bills. That's why it's so important for us to know our rights and how to stand up for ourselves when our bosses don't want us to know our rights. Please put the fast food fair work motion on the agenda so that we can protect ourselves. Thank you.
Things get crazy. Hey, you need El Pollo Loco.
Like getting thrown on a grill.
Speaker, which items would you
didn't
like
give him
to
enough
speak
of the
to?
green sauce.
Speaking on agenda item number 30.
Want some of that green salsa.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hi,
Que
my
le
name is
verde.
Tommy, and I live in Council District number 14. I'm a member of LA CAN and commenting on agenda item number 30. I am urging all city council members today to vote yes and pass the tenant anti-harassment ordinance today. The current TIHO is weak and unenforceable. Furthermore, the tenant anti-harassment ordinance must include 4 key amendments. Number 1, ensure landlords are fined when they are found in violation of the ordinance. Number 2, institute triple damages when landlords willfully engage in harassment. Number 3, the ordinance must include remedies for tenants such as emotional damages. Number 4, create affirmative defense in eviction proceedings. Without consequence for harassment, landlords will continue to ignore the TIHO. General comment, we also ask that at some point City Council member Kevin DeLeon be removed and replaced from Council District number 14. Thank you. Please vote yes.
DeLeon's still there and he ain't going anywhere unless he loses. He's got to lose that election in order to leave. Why would you leave a cushy job that you knew they couldn't fire you?
Which items would you like to speak to?
No matter what you say.
Yes, public comment.
Have 1 minute.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Marlene Mendoza. I'm one of the workers at Los Angeles Airport. And yesterday I was here with hundreds of us. Came out from work, people that started working at 2 in the morning, and we were here. And today we were here because we're trying to change the wages for us. We're tired of people working 2 jobs. I did it myself, and we are waiting for the tourism workers, and we want you guys to vote to give us homes. We need homes. People are leaving and go to the metro station.
Now you want a free house.
Walking in
Got
their
it.
cars. Give us a warm bed for the holidays. We don't need any more delays. We need to stop. You guys need to really
Free
think
housing.
and don't put us in the back of an agenda. You gotta put us in the first of the agenda. Thank you.
Free houses, everybody. Socialism.
Speaker, remind us of the name
I
you
need to
signed
go to
up
whatever
under and what
country you're
items you'd like
from
to
and
speak
demand
to.
a free house. See
Good
what they
morning.
say to
My
me.
name is Lisandro Present. I'm going to be speaking on the public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Okay. I'm a cashier at Tom Bradley International in Terminal 2. I've been working at LAX for 3 years, currently making $19.94 an hour. With the price of groceries, rent, gas going up, and my medications, I am barely making it. It puts fear in me of becoming homeless, as I've seen some of my coworkers. The Olympic wage policy is critical to solving the cost of living crisis among thousands of LA workers. We were here yesterday, and we are back again today to call on you to do everything in your power to make sure this policy moves forward. Airport workers are struggling, afraid, and disappointed. We can't wait any longer. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess you didn't see all the other people that are native here that don't have houses. So fuck it. You came.
Speaker, remind
You
us of
need
the
a
name you
house.
signed up
Got
under,
it.
which items you'd like to-
Totally understand.
Good morning. My name's Maurito Landrito. Is this in regards with my lien in my property at 1036 West Avenue 37, Los Angeles, California? As of August 15, I already paid for my the lien on my property, and also we have made some correction already planned for to meet with Bibian Lau on Thursday. The reason I mentioned it because I have a plan. What's this? I have a permit number 23014100001 and a plan check number of B23LA15439. The reason I mentioned this because I received a letter regarding to LA section LA 91.8105. They want me to have a meeting on November 12th. Is there any reason I could reschedule it? Thank you.
And for the record, the recommendation for item 1 is to receive and file the lien inasmuch as the lien has been paid.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Mike Hunt.
Happy Tuesday, team. Julian Alexander Makara of adreamnow.org.
Who signed up as Mike
30,
Hunt?
40 and general comment.
I want to know.
30 and 40?
I want to know.
You'll have 2 minutes for those items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you kindly. Utilizing topic point 30 as a reference point for a lot of the
I'm signing up as Connie
programming that
Lingus.
the city is enabling and moving forth is creating generational challenges. We're receiving funding, primarily federal funding and third-party funding to realize these objectives, but we're not consolidating
I'm going Tuesday.
specific
Signing up just
factions
like
of our
that.
constituency.
Connie Lingus.
And unfortunately, it's creating the results that you're hearing from the individuals that are presenting before me, after me, and a lot of individuals that have spoken over these 3 months that I've been speaking with you, business owners,
Mike
whom I
Hunt equals
referenced as
Batman.
well, that their calls are not being received. Constituents
signed
who
up
are
as
advising
Batman,
that food is
though.
too expensive. Please, Miss Eunice, I can hear you from where I'm standing. And this is, it messes me up. So in 3, 2, 1. So our communities are developing institutionalized learned helplessness. Because we're not creating platforms for social elevation. And this can be seen in our tiny homes projects where there is no social advancement.
3,
We're
2, 1.
creating housing opportunities for individuals to use their substance
Speaker,
abuse.
to your second item.
Thank you.
Hi, Leanne.
And at that, so
Mike Hawk?
on point 40, the mayor advised that she's been in a state of emergency as of 2023. And I've submitted to each one of your departments, the city attorney and the city clerk, a value, Ms. Eunice Hernandez, I can hear you with Ms. Hutt. You two always speak when I'm talking, and it's very disrespectful.
It is.
It's called the LA City Value Program. It's a workforce development opportunity in
Shut up,
connecting social services, not only that are services provided by the city, but also public institutions. Most people like myself are handicapped, or in an extent, who are handicapped cannot gain these services. View this platform so that we can see that there is interconnecting models to consolidate this effort. These people, like myself, do not have to be present. As to my general comment,
His time's running.
Time. Thank you so much.
Thanks, DEI
The
sound guy.
Declaration of Independence states that all people are created equal.
3, Ricardo.
Our Constitution allows me to not only voice my opinion, but express it through protest. I got over 100 online signatures, began communicating with the Secretary of State to enable signatures for a petition here locally, because Ms. Eunice Hernandez advised that we need to follow a specific template. I feel we're battling much of the same strifes that in the time of the early 1900s of Theodore Roosevelt. Is it your interest to protect property or public? We are in a food pandemic now, and you guys eat in front of us. Each one of your staff, and God bless them, now has heard my voice. Please respond. The Valley program is an emergency program. I do not wish to present in front of you ever again.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Mi nombre es Ana Solís.
One moment, please.
Okay.
My name is Ana Solís. What items do you want to talk? ¿De qué asuntos desea hablar, señora?
Mi nombre es Ana Solís.
One moment, please.
Si me
What does
puede
the
decir,
sign say?
¿De qué
No, you
quiere
can't read
hablar?
them all.
¿De qué asunto quiere hablar, señora?
Okay. Which items would you like to speak to?
Voy a hacer un comentario general.
I'm going to give a public comment.
Can't read it.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute.
Tiene un minuto.
He trabajado en Flying Food por 17
Flying
años.
Foods, baby.
I worked for 17 years in Fly Food.
Actualmente,
Fly food. Flying.
Right now, actually,
actualmente gano a 20.73 la hora.
so I am making 20.73 per hour now.
Eso no es suficiente.
This is not enough.
Necesitamos ganar el salario olímpico ahora
We need to make the Olympic wage right now
para sobrevivir
in order to survive
aquí en Los Ángeles porque todo está muy caro.
here in Los Angeles because everything is so expensive.
Eso es todo lo que tengo que decir ahorita y necesitamos que pongan atención a nuestras necesidades.
This is all I have to say for now, and we really need that you pay attention to our needs.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under, which items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Sheldon Taylor, and I'd like to have a general comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Okay, I'm a proud Angelino senior citizen in my 33rd year of employment at LAX. My beginning salary was $425.
Jeez.
And right now, I'm at the top wage for a customer service agent at LAX, and it's not even $20.25. I strongly encourage you to pass the living wage now. It's been over 500 days, and airport workers will be a big part of a successful 2028 Olympics. I strongly encourage you to invest in us now. No more delays. Thank you.
See how the Olympics affects so many different things? It's like a ripple effect. And these people that have been coming in here for 2 years about flying foods at LAX, they're the ones that prepare your food like on the planes, I believe, when you have your meal there. But
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Javon Houston.
And which items would you like to speak to?
General public comment.
You'll have 1 minute.
Hi, my name is Javon Houston. I'm an airport worker at LAX. Workers are tired of being left behind. Once again, we had a meeting yesterday that was supposed to be scheduled and it was canceled. Workers should not have to sacrifice hours of work just to be canceled. Time left, sacrifices made just to be here yesterday and the meeting was canceled. It was devastating to us. We are workers that run LAX, the tourism workers. We fight every day to survive living in Los Angeles. We struggle. And yet we're unheard. We are tired of waiting. We are frustrated. We want to be upfront. We need to agendize this item now. We're tired of waiting. We are not going to wait any longer. What do we need? Well, do we need to tear LAX up for you to understand? Well, that's what
look at Spindler behind her. Yeah, you need to tear up LAX.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Yeah, I want to do a public comment. My name is Armando
how a lot of
Munoz. I work at
Okay, you'll
LAX.
have 1 minute.
Thank you, pretty much. Yeah, so we've been waiting for this Olympic wage for a while. And just to remind you, City Council, you guys will not have an Olympic wage without airport workers and hotel workers. For you guys who want to continue to delay this, if you thought what we did yesterday, 300 people, actually a little bit more, about 500, that is nothing. You haven't seen what we're going to be able to do at LAX. So that being said, we are not going to be waiting for you guys to make a decision. We're going to be acting as it is. We are all hardworking people at LAX. We are hardworking people at the hotel workers, and we are tired of waiting, and we're not going to wait any more damn longer. Thank you.
Yeah, this is crazy. I'll read it in a second.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Sandra Diaz, general comment. Hi, I'm Vice President with SCIU USWW. You heard our members. We need transparency. We need the living wage to be agendized and to move now. Workers have been waiting for over 18 months for a study to come out. The study came out, said it's good for LA, it's good for workers. Stop hiding behind processes. The time to pass this, to agendize it and make it happen is now. Workers have been hanging by a thread in the city trying to make ends meet, not lose a home. Like, you need to decide whose side are you on, black, brown workers of LA, or are you on the side of corporations? We're tired of it.
A Chatsworth-based toy company must pay Atlanta rapper T.I. and his wife, Tiny, more than $71 million
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed
for
up
infringing
under
on their
and which items you'd like to
style
speak
of
to.
their daughter's
My
pop
name is Cindy
group.
Moran,
A
and
jury
I'm
decided
presenting
Monday.
agenda item 30 and
$71
general
million.
You'll have 1 minute for each.
Okay.
Huh?
Hi, like I said, I'm Cindy Moran. I live in Council District number 8, and my family and I have been living there for the past 30
No
years.
rocket.
I'm urging all council members today to vote yes and pass Tahoe today. Their current Tahoe is weak and unenforceable. Furthermore, the tenant anti-harassment ordinance must include 4 key amendments.
I know, Rick.
1,
Pay
ensure
early.
landlords are fined when they are found in violation of ordinance. 2, institute triple damages when landlords willfully engage in harassment. 3, must include remedies for tenants such as emotional damages. 4, create affirmative defenses in eviction proceedings without consequences for harassment. Landlords will continue to ignore Tahoe. We have experienced harassment from our landlord since he acquired the property in 2017. In the last month alone, he refused to repair the heater, so we've spent a week without hot water. Since December of last year, we stopped receiving mail from the post office for his refusal to add a community mailbox. There are numerous other instances I could speak of, which all tenants have made complaints to the housing department. But the main point I'm leaving you all with is, what will you all do to protect us from landlords who feel that they have the right to harass us and then later on evict us? And Marquise, I'm personally asking you on behalf of the tenants on 39th Street, if your office could send a letter to our landlord, Semak Istanbul, and command him to stop harassing us and sit down to negotiate with us. Thank you.
I have a suggestion for you. If it's really as terrible and emotionally damaging as you say, take out your phone, which everybody has, and I know you got, and record it. Take them to
Speaker,
court.
please remind us of the name you
Simple.
signed up under and which
You'll
items
win.
you'd like to speak to.
Open, closed case. Simple. If you're telling the truth, of
I'm
course.
sorry, can you repeat your
Or
name
if it's
and
as
which
bad
items
as
you'd
you're
like to
making
speak
it
to?
out to be, and not embellishing anything.
¿De qué asunto quiere hablar, señor?
Ok. Vengo sobre el artículo 30.
On the item number 30.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute.
Tiene un minuto.
Stinks would feed a family for 2 weeks, so he's big and fat.
Tiene un minuto, puede comenzar, señor.
Ok.
Oh, stinky.
Del Distrito 8. Soy miembro de ACES. Y vengo aquí. Pido a todos los concejales a votar, sí, a aprobar todas las enmiendas
That's it, part. They're
aprobadas
embellishing, I
por
think. A
Tahoe.
lot of them.
Okay,
Not
un
all.
minutito, por favor.
Not all.
I am from
There are
District 8,
bad
and I'm a
landlords out
member
there.
of
There's
ACE,
gotta be.
and I'm coming
Bad
here
of everything.
to ask all the council members to vote and to approve Tahoe. Continúe, señor.
Por el Comité de Vivienda, Personas sin Hogar, la ley actual de Tahoe.
Okay, and because for all the people that are homeless, to approve the actual law of Tahoe on the committee of building.
And see, my problem is
débil y inexplicable. Además, la ordenanza contra el acoso a los inquilinos debe incluir protección clave como
Okay, and also the ordinance against the tenants, they should include some key protections. Sí, señor.
garantizar que se eduquen a los propietarios cuando se descubra que violan la ordenanza.
To warranty that the property owners are educated when they find out that they are violating the ordinance.
Establecer daños triple cuando los propietarios participan deliberadamente en acoso.
And to establish triple damages when they discover that the property is doing a harassment, emotional harassment.
Let me guess. Do they get triple rent when you pay late? I'm guessing not.
Thank you. Your time is up.
Okay, muchísimas gracias.
And another thing is too, really quickly, I'm going to pause it really fast. Well, we'll try to talk over. Again, with slumlords, of course there's slumlords. There has to be. Not saying it's a good thing. There's no way
I will call more names.
you moved into a nice, clean building, and all of a sudden it becomes a slumlord. You went into a building that had roaches and it was garbage and was dirty, and that was the cheap one that you could afford. And now you're expecting better. That's the problem.
Monroy.
Okay? That's the problem.
Eloisa.
You saw the problem. You ignored it, and you moved in.
Kendra. Georgina Serrano. Guillermo.
This is a bit different. He didn't grab you by the fucking head and say, hey,
Caro,
you're going to pay rent. Get the fuck in there now.
Briones, Natalia Gonzalez. Norma Solis.
What's up, Richard? How are you, buddy?
The name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Good morning. I'm
Hi,
here
Sadie.
with Gadfly Harold. I would like to speak on item 40.
You'll have 1 minute.
Oh, no. I'm not finished. Please give me time to read. The agenda was fucked up today. Item 41.
Hold up.
And 45, and then general public comment, please.
You'll have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Thank you. For item 40, 1 minute. Resolution to declaration of local emergency for homelessness. I was here all last week. If there is a local emergency for homelessness, you guys are not doing a very good job of showing it. For declaration of emergency for homelessness, item 40, why was all last week 4118 designation? Secret. All these people didn't know.
Like Yoda.
That's very interesting. So for a declaration of local emergency, I think you could do better. Let's be honest. I have a heart for the homeless. You know, as much as you guys want to make Trump supporters look like assholes, I have a heart for the homeless. I was homeless at one point, okay? I dealt with housing insecurity as a queer woman, okay, since I was 18. So I have a heart for the homeless, and I think you're violating their constitutional rights.
Gay woman and gay journalist.
So thank you. Now, for item 41, on my way here, I actually saw the campaign. I actually saw one of those propaganda posts that you have for the anti-hate. Now, as I said, I am a queer woman. Look at me. I have a beard, a mustache, a low voice. It's called viralization. So I think I want to be on your anti-hate campaign committee. I want to be part of it. I'm a queer woman. I've got a mustache. I'm viralized. I'm ready. You know how I got viralized? From Los Angeles. Affirmative care structure. You know what that is? It's called pseudoscientific sterilization of women. I am proof of it, okay? All of that bullshit, all of that anti-hate, you're not anti-hate, you hate knowledge. You hate knowledge. And you hate people like us. So I'll be part of your campaign. Let me help you out with that. Now,
she's Doug Danger.
Buried at the bottom of a fat, stacked agenda. Item 45, restructuring of the jurisdiction of committees. You mean the committees that you don't have on tape? You mean the committees that you only have audio of? You mean the committees that you can only come in person to give public comment on? You're going to restructure that committee, huh? All right, that's very interesting. So I think it's very strange that you guys have all these interest groups in here today and buried item 45 on the bottom of your agenda. That's very strange to me. And this is something that we're seeing every single week since the pandemic, since Keep LA Housed has been in operation. We've been seeing this kind of behavior every single week. And I think it's dirty. I think it's dirty. I think that you are social engineering your meetings to violate the U.S. Constitution, and that's got to stop. Thank you. So now I'm going to do my general, right? I got a minute?
Yes, you have 1 minute.
Thank you. Who is Estella with Gadfly Herald? I come to LA City Council every so often.
I don't know.
And I'm a little pain in your ass. Well, I'm your problem. I came to Los Angeles. As I said, I've dealt with housing insecurity. I came here with a dream, an LGBTQIA dream, to go get my titties cut off and go get a meat dick attached to my hips. That's the affirmative care structure that you guys have taxpayer money going towards. I came here for that dream, and I became disillusioned from that dream, okay? The transgender community did me dirty after I spent 8 years in that cult. A cult, once you exit, they're not nice to you. They're not nice to you. And as a violized woman, as a queer woman, LA is not a safe place for me. Not after I left that cult. So I'm your problem, babies. I'm your problem. Thank you for my time.
Holy shit.
She reminds me of Phil Hendry's character, Doug Danger, who says he's a gay
Speaker,
man and a
please
gay
remind us of the name you
journalist
signed up under,
every
which items you'd like to
single
speak to.
sentence.
Hi, my name's Valita, and I'm
That's her.
here to submit a general comment,
Doug
but also to
Danger.
speak on item number 30.
You'll have 1 minute for item number 30, and afterward you can speak in
Dr.
general
Phil
public
Hendry.
comment for 1 minute.
Okay, thanks. Honorable council members, my name is Val, and I live in Venice Beach, council number District 11. Hi, Tracy Park. I'm standing before you today to ask you to vote yes and pass the Tahoe as amended by the Housing and Homeless Committee. The current version is weak and
Thank you
unenforceable,
for the
leaving
dono.
tenants without proper protection. I've personally experienced the harm that comes when landlords feel emboldened by weak enforcement. The RSO housing unit I live in was recently sold, and the new owner has made it very clear that he wants me out. He has repeatedly, from day one, coerced me to accept his cash for keys offer, and at one point even falsely claimed he was moving in a family member. After I spent hundreds of dollars in attorney fees, I was able to resist his attempts to push me out. More recently, in July of this year, he returned with a fourth buyout offer, this time suggesting that he would invoke the Ellis Act if I
You'll
refused.
have 1 minute for general public comment.
I'm just going to continue. He also posted a sign on my door announcing a reduction of services, removing access to the laundry facility. This has been emotionally, physically, and financially draining. I've had to attend numerous tenant rights workshops and hire attorneys at every escalation. What if I were not in a position to hire an attorney? Or I didn't know about LA Tenants Union or SAGE? Thousands of tenants in Los Angeles can't afford attorney fees and do not have access to these services. It's exhausting being on the receiving end of landlord harassment. We need to get tougher tenant harassment protection laws. We need a more robust system in place that will discourage landlords from harassing their tenants. Honorable council members, I urge you to please pass the amendment for the sake of thousands of tenants who need the type of protection it provides. We need Tahoe 2.0. Thank you.
What about the emotional damage that people like yourself, when you pay late, and those people that
Good
have to
morning.
pay the bank a
To all
note
council
every
members,
month on
I
that
will,
property that they
ask
don't
you to
own,
Please pay attention to what I'm going
and you
to
put
read.
them through emotional
We are
damage
here
and distress?
to fix broken law.
I
We are here to
guarantee you
stop
the number
thousands
of
reports
people that
unpunished
pay
harassment.
late rent
Tenants' proposals do
outweighs
exactly that by
3
advocating for
times
common sense.
the amount of
Policies
slumlords.
from other cities with working
Guaranteed.
ordinances. It is time to fix Tahoe.
Guaranteed.
It is time to move on. There are other important issues facing Los Angeles and tenants. This is not about small landlords. It is about
They don't get
finally
triple
fixing
rent.
a broken law you
They
passed
just go, oh, we'll
over
get it
3
paid
years
later.
ago.
Okay, well, you
Let's
get out of
do
your
it today
pocket. You
and move
fucking
on.
pay for it.
And please, let's strike back at Monica Rodriguez for
Of course
bringing
they don't
her own
care, lady.
amendments without letting us
All they
know.
do is care about
This
themselves.
is a treason to all of us tenants, and it is not fair. And we're going to continue fighting.
This is a two-way street. Nobody should be a victim to a slumlord. But most people know that those people are slumlords
morning. My
before
name
they
is
even
Georgina
moved in.
Serrano. Thank all of you for your attention to the community. I don't know.
There is the rare time where someone who's good keeps their property up, sells it to somebody who is then a slumlord. That does happen,
So
slowly
I'm working
deteriorates.
District number 1.
Those are rare
And as
occasions,
you
but it does
know,
happen.
We have a lot of renters in district number 1. Harassment is every single day problem for many Angelinos, and they cannot find a peace inside the home. So landlords harass the tenants constantly, and I heard many people calling us crying because they are in the hospital, they get sick of the harassment. So we need your support as an elected representative the people. Please provide me the tool to defend my people. Provide me the hope they need today. I need your support for my work. I need your understanding of the suffer of the people. Please vote yes on Tahoe. Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know what to say.
Good morning. I'm Etta Hindra.
Yes, and which items would you like to speak to? Which items would you
Come on,
like
little
to
angel.
speak to?
Picture?
Huh?
Talk about item 30?
My name is Etta Hindra.
Yes, and which item are you here for?
Anti-harassment.
Item 30. You'll have 1 minute.
I live on the 649 Wall Street,
Don't.
649 Loft. It is a lot of
Doxed.
the living property management and one other owner just joined. I think the name is Path Venture. They keep entering my unit without permission. So I do not think it is proper. Also, they keep asking a recertification every quarter. To me, it should be once a year, not every quarter. I do not sign a contract
For
every
sure,
quarter,
Terry.
and they keep asking my income.
Smoke.
I'm not born homeless, but Deutsche Bank, PNC Bank, and Coldwell Banker foreclosed all my houses and all my raw land and all my personal belongings. I need help because I saw in the LA Law Library there are 10-year statute limitation, whether it's the truth or not.
What did you do, girl? They foreclosed on everything?
I do export American products.
Oh.
And
Okay,
I'm
thank you, speaker. Your time is
Oh,
up.
you Chinese spy?
Thank you,
Oh,
speaker.
boy.
Before the next speaker
I
begins,
think you
I
might
would
be.
just like
They caught you
to
linked to something.
clarify.
They don't just foreclose
Please
on
only
everything.
line up if your
Stop
name
it.
has been called. We
Why
want
you
this
still
process
here?
to be as fair as possible. We are calling names at random. Please only stand if your name has been called.
All right, thank you, speaker. Which item? Could you please remind us of the name you signed up on, or which item
You're
you'd
on
like to speak
TV,
to?
that's it. I'm on the telly, Mom.
Okay,
Mom, it's me on the
Mi nombre
telly.
es Norma Solís. Ah,
And which
vengo a
items
dar
would
mi
you like to speak
comentario
to?
público. Asunto
My
30.
name is Norma Solis, and I signed for the item number 30 and also public comment.
Asunto 30.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute for each.
Tiene
Ok.
un minuto para cada uno, señora.
Sí, yo vengo a hablar, a apoyar a Tajo, porque yo estoy siendo acosada donde yo vivo. Tengo 4 años de estar siendo acosada. La última vez se han ido a meter a mi casa 30 veces. Me han mandado hasta el hospital.
Okay, espera un segundito, señora. So I come here because I need to support Tahoe. I've been harassed where I live. For 4 years I've been harassed. They got into my house 30 times, and the last time I ended up at the hospital. Continúe, señora.
30 times, huh? It's coming in and out of your house 30 times. So what do they want?
Sí, puede seguir hablando, señora.
¿Continúo?
Sí, continúe, por favor.
Sí, yo necesito, por favor, que hagan más fuerte la ley porque necesitamos mucha ayuda. Yo estoy emocionalmente y psicológicamente estoy mal, ya me mandaron con un psicólogo.
I think it's time
Okay,
to move.
so I need, please, to make this law stronger. We need a lot of help, like
Pa' salir afuera me da
emotionally
miedo.
and
Ya hasta para
psychologically.
salir afuera tengo
Definitely need
miedo de salir
psychological
afuera.
help.
I
That
am
I
even
agree
scared
with.
to go
ma'am.
outside.
I do agree with that.
Van en la noche y en la tarde a mi casa a impacientarme para sacarme para afuera.
They come during the night, during the day, just to make me feel impatient and to kick me out.
Ya no sé ni qué decir.
I don't even know what to say anymore.
Necesitamos ayuda, por favor.
We need help, please.
Again, this is why another ripple effect problem when you bring in people that are even here to just have a better life for themselves. A lot of them can't afford it. They have
Hola,
families that are
buenos
too
días.
big.
Estoy aquí
They can't
sobre
afford
el
it, so
número
you're going to
30
pay
en la
for
agenda
it.
y
Your
comentarios.
taxes go up so
Hello,
they can
good
have their
morning.
free
I'm
house.
here to talk about number 30.
Or they're
I want
raised to
make a
$50 an
comment.
hour.
Mi nombre es Eloísa Galindo, soy miembro de
My
ACE
name is Eloísa Galindo,
Another
and I am
ripple
a member of
effect.
FACE.
y soy parte del Distrito 14.
And I am in District 14.
Pido hoy a todos los concejales a votar sí y aprobar todas las enmiendas de tajo, especialmente en acosos y daños.
Okay, so I am asking today to vote yes and to approve all the amendments, and especially the one regarding harassment and harm.
Quiero hacerle una pregunta a la señora Mónica Rodríguez.
I want to
¿De
ask
qué
a
lado
question.
estás?
I want to ask a question to
¿Del dinero de
Monica.
los propietarios de asociación de apartamento?
I want to know what side are you on? Are you on the side of the property owners or from the people?
De los inquilinos.
Or or are you on the side of the property owners or on the side of the tenants?
He visto en la comunidad, especialmente en Los Ángeles, California, el poder del capitalismo, el dinero para comprar campañas políticas, para que esos políticos que están sentados no tengan voto para el pueblo, voz para el pueblo.
Okay, so I've seen in the community, especially here in Los Angeles, California, capitalism, the power of capitalism, and especially the politics that are sitting there, just like only like waiting for money for their campaigns in order to vote.
Si Mónica
for them.
Rodríguez no pone atención, está jugando con su celular, o se va de aquí, no pone atención, y no ve las lágrimas de las personas como la señora que estaba aquí junto a mí, no sabe de los daños emocionales, no sabe de cómo trabaja el cerebro del ser humano.
So I see that Councilwoman Monica Rodriguez is not even have any kind of attention. She's just like playing there with her cell phone. So she's not looking at the tears of the people, like the lady that was here before me. So she doesn't know anything about the emotional harm. She doesn't even understand how our brain works.
Especialmente de la gente trabajadora que paga su salario. Mónica Rodríguez pasa tajo.
Thank you, Speaker.
Especially of the working people. So please, Monica Rodriguez pass tajo.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under or which items you'd like to speak to.
Shane Henson, item number 30 in public comment.
You'll have 1 minute for each.
Thank you. Members of the Los Angeles City Council, hello, my name is Shane Henson. I'm a legal aid attorney and public policy advocate with Inner City Law Center. We are a private nonprofit dedicated to providing free legal services to low-income citizens here in the city of Los Angeles. Inner City Law Center strongly supports the proposed amendment strengthening the City of Los Angeles' tenant anti-harassment ordinance, otherwise known as Tahoe. In my work as a legal aid attorney, I have represented a number of clients who have suffered tenant harassment. My clients have been forcibly locked out of their homes prior to eviction. They have suffered verbal abuse and physical harassment at the hands of their landlord, and they've been forced to live in apartment units with terrible living conditions. Units with broken door locks, gaping holes in their walls and drywall, nails jutting out of the floor, cockroach infestations, mold infestations. And the landlord in these instances has refused to make repairs. Unfortunately, our office does not have the capacity to bring affirmative litigation.
You'll have 1 minute for general public comment.
So while I could write demand letters to these landlords, I cannot bring these cases myself. Instead, I asked private counsel to represent my clients, but no one could, because the penalties and damages
What's up, Puff Puff?
in the current Tahoe as written are too low to incentivize anyone to take these cases. Tahoe as currently written is toothless. It is a paper tiger. That is why I'm urging
Batman
the
back
council
there.
to vote yes and pass Tahoe as amended by the Housing and Homelessness Committee. The current Tahoe is weak and enforceable. However, these changes will ensure my clients' rights as tenants are protected. Furthermore, the tenant anti-harassment ordinance must include the key provisions listed in the amendments, including instituting triple damages when landlords willfully engage in harassment to keep it in line with LARSO, a minimum penalty of $2,000 imposed on landlords for each separate Tahoe violation, remedies for tenants such as emotional damages, and making Tahoe a defense to eviction. Without consequences of harassment, bad acting landlords will continue to ignore Tahoe. Thank you.
What are these people doing here? They're begging for crumbs for the people they vote for. So I don't feel bad for really any
Thank you,
of them.
Speaker. Before the next speaker begins,
Not to mention that
I
most
will
of them are people
call
that made
more
bad choices,
names.
had too many
Claudia
kids when they
Motley,
couldn't afford themselves. That's why I didn't have a
Vicenta
kid, because I couldn't afford
Martinez,
myself, barely.
Armando
Could barely afford some
Munoz,
Taco Bell and a Hawaiian Punch every once in a
Deborah
while.
Randall, Douglas Marmol,
So I wasn't selfish
Enrique
and brought a child
Velasquez,
into this world that's going to now live in
Jenny
poverty because I didn't make the
Millett.
right decision.
please line up if your name has been called. If your name has not been
Really
called,
what a
we
lot of
ask
it
that
boils
you wait
down
until
to.
your
You
name
really
has
wanna
been
get
called.
honest
if you
with
have
it.
questions about if your name has been called, please ask the sergeants on the side.
Speaker, please remind
Bad
us of the name you
choices
signed
and
up under, which
selfishness.
item you'd like to speak to.
Hi, I'm Edna Monroy, and I'm here to speak on item 30 and general public comment.
You'll have 1 minute for each.
First and foremost, I come to you as a tenant from District 10, someone that grew up in City 8 and currently live in City 10. I want to thank all
Yes,
the
Terry.
council members here that have taken their
Big
time
baby.
to meet
This
with us
big.
and to listen
It's
to
that big.
tenants that have been directly
Look at him.
impacted
Takes up the whole chair.
and are asking for an end to this landlord harassment. We, the tenants, have been facing harassment. And what I want to start out by saying is that all we want right now is a law that actually holds those that are inflicting harm, mental, physical, even sexual abuse on tenants. Those opposing a stronger Tahoe are with landlords and are agreeing, supporting, and encouraging harassment and abuse. We want accountability. When someone commits a crime, commits abuse,
So you'll have 1 minute for
they
general
are
public
held
comment.
accountable. Landlords, like my landlord, Daniel Krant, has been getting away
Named
with
it.
3 years of nonstop harassment. I have brought pictures. I have brought my own letters. I am a tenant that has gotten harassed to the point that I can't sleep. As a tenant advocate myself,
I would move.
I have fought not one, but 2 evictions. And thanks to State House delay, I'm still housed. And I'm getting emotional not because I'm hurt, it's because I'm angry. I'm angry at the system that is okaying this landlord abuse. We as LA are really behind. We are okaying harassment, and we shouldn't. We have the worst housing crisis, and harassment is the first step to eviction. So if we really care about tenants and Angelinos, we need to put an end to harassment and pass a stronger Tahoe ordinance. Thank you.
Uh-oh, viewer discretion is advised, everybody. Viewer discretion is advised. For what was it? Goat developer.
Sorry, Speaker, your time is up. Speaker, I'm sorry, your time is up.
She ain't leaving.
Emotional damage.
Well, she ain't leaving. She's standing on business.
Speaker, please remind
Here
us
it
of the name
goes.
you signed up under, which items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, the infamous goat. All items and general comment for the people.
You'll have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for
Yes.
general public comment.
Where did you put it? Right there, sir. Item number 1, I support it. Look at Unisys. On item number 1, going gangster on a filthy, dirty lot by an evil asshole. Item number 2 again, Unisys, cleaning up 238 East Avenue 41. Let's give her a hand. Amazing. This fucking amazing. Ah, that's unfucking real. That's right. Yes, you should take note of that, noodle. Noodle. Maybe you should do what Unisys is doing. She's trying. Look at that. Don't walk out in shame, Unisys. It's okay to be a capitalist. Number 3. Yes, the tough one. Number 5. CD5 on number 3. A Board of Appeals. Let's see what this is about. Oh, a nuisance abatement? Oh, it's from KKK Katie. Fuck her. But I support the item. Number 4. Yes, Moni Cow. Doing a good job. I may not like how much she eats in vegetation, but I like her lean.
Shut up,
Also,
man.
number 5, the puppet will support it. 6 and 7, the puppet again will support these leans. And then item 8, the ball-headed president has joined in the fun. Let's give him a hand. Item 9, the felony indicted council member has done it again, placing liens on property.
Shout out to Grady.
But he can't vote on it. It's a conflict of interest, right? Right there, Price. People versus Price. And on number 10 and 11, the people of the state of California versus current Price again has more liens. And then we have Tracy, but we expect her to be evil. I like her because she's so evil. Number 12, Staffer B, identified by the FBI. And as you see, our council president has now left the podium, and now Goat Puppet is in charge. Let's give him a hand. I like it because it's evil. That's right. Goat Puppet is now the acting council president. I order all
Speaker,
council
you need
members
to get
in
on the
prison.
agenda items.
No, you can't do that. There's no chair. Yes, she can. Ew! Ew! All right, let's get to a lighting district. Number 21, CD2. I think the council member is a piece of shit, but
Of
I
course,
think
Jason,
the
I use it
motion's
every
very,
day.
very good. And 22, yes, the great Burr Blobenbloud. He is actually doing a good job and helping his district.
And I got the
Now,
jacket
from a
you sent me.
general comment, it looks like Kevin has stabbed the goat puppet in the back. Yes, Unisys. So, he didn't invite me to his debate and never told me. So, you know what we do when people stab us in the back? We return the graciousness. Tomorrow night, Wednesday, September the 25th, at the El Sereno Chamber of Commerce, Los Angeles Presbyterian Church, 2241 Northeastern Avenue, will be Kevin De Leon, the racist, versus the nice lady he's running against. Everybody show up to the debate. Play tapes of Kevin calling blacks monkeys. Play tapes of his opinions about indigenous people being short. Kevin does not want my support, no. So I'm switching my support to Gerardo. Gerardo for CD14. Fuck you, Kevin. The FBI needs to talk to you. Check your voicemail.
Oh, how does he go on after that? Oh, man.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which
Oh.
item you'd like to speak to.
Mr. Pancake, Los Angeles Community.
Mr. Pancake. I
Action
remember him.
Network, a housing organizer.
Haven't seen him in a while.
Permission to speak. Vote yes, and I'm in town. Vote yes, and I'm in town. Urging all city council members to vote yes and amend the tenant anti-harassment ordinance.
Where's
Been waiting
Pepe?
for a long time. This has been a long fight. It's kind of moving sluggish, but we have to
Copyright strike.
kind of accelerate it.
It's hysterical.
Must include
I'll
remedies for tenants who are physically, psychologically, and emotionally harassed by landlords, maintenance, and management. We're asking to create affirmative defenses in eviction proceedings. Vote yes to amend Tahoe. Ashe.
There you go, Mr. Pancake. Now I want pancakes.
Good Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up
Mr.
under and
Pancake,
which
one of
item you'd
them
like
big
to
white
speak to.
titties.
My name is Claudia Maki. I'm speaking on item number 30 and
Right.
public
Holy
comment.
smoke.
And I'm also a member of NAMI, and I'm asking an ADA accommodation request of a little bit more time, just so I can read my statement. It's short, it's
Fun
precise.
bag.
I won't deviate.
It's his wife.
Speaker, feel free to start.
Thank you.
Is that Mike Hunt? I don't know.
My name is Claudia Motley, and I'm being
Claudia.
abused, harassed, and gang-stalked by Sherman Ferguson, the self-proclaimed owner, which is the reason why I obtained a restraining
Seen them
order against
titties,
him.
girl.
Despite having a restraining
Oh,
order against my
yeah.
abuser and video footage of over 50 restraining order violations, the authorities have failed to protect me, and this landlord continues to harass and intimidate me. I have an elder independent restraining order due to my disability, which means that each restraining order
Those
violation
titties ain't
can be
disabled.
prosecuted as a wobbler, a felony. This has caused me immense emotional and psychological distress, leaving me feeling helpless and trapped because I do not have the funds to simply just move. At this very moment, he has 2 surveillance cameras pointed into my home. One camera points into my bedroom window,
I bet.
and one directly into my front door.
I bet.
Which is an invasion of privacy. This is the front door. He harasses and stalks me. He screams at me.
Trying to get them titties,
when there's
girl.
no one around. But of course, I am video recording, so there is proof of what I'm saying. He continues his harassment by shutting off my water, my electricity periodically, and even padlocks the electrical panel. He even installs plywood over the electrical panel to prevent me from resetting the fuses. When I send a cease and desist letter and tried hiring an attorney, only to find out that he does not, in fact, own the building, and that the correct owner, deceased. She died 32 years ago, and this knucklehead is literally taking over the building, collecting money, not fixing anything. While my situation may be unique in a sense, this here is the restraining order I have against this man. While my situation might be unique in a sense that the owner is stalking me, this here is him outside my bedroom window, watching, staring into my bedroom window for 17 minutes.
He's shocked by those
That's the type
titties.
of man he is. While my situation is unique in a sense that the owner is stalking me and I have a restraining order against him, it is
Bro.
Thank you,
unfortunate.
Speaker. Your time is up now.
Bro.
It's unfortunate that we're at this point. I am asking council, please.
This knucklehead. Ah. I haven't heard knucklehead since the Stooges.
I'm trying to think, but nothing happens.
Good morning, my name.
Yes, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
My name is Stefano Medina. I'm an attorney with Movement Legal, and I signed up to speak under item 30.
Nice man bun, bro.
So I
You
might
have
be
1
the
minute.
only person in this room who has, as an attorney, tried to use this law. I've tried to sue landlords using this law. I've tried to defend tenants in eviction proceedings using this law. In the 50 seconds I have left, just take my word for it, or take the 13,000 harassment complaints we've seen since this law was passed with no consequences for landlords.
13,000?
This law is unusable. This law is broken. This law has not helped a single tenant since it was passed over 3 years ago. And I'm here to advocate with tenants in Los Angeles for the fixes that we need to make in order for this law to actually work. Some points that might interest you. Triple compensatory damages and the minimum civil penalty are the law in San Francisco, Oakland, and Richmond. The Los Angeles Rent Stabilization Ordinance itself provides for triple compensatory damages. Los Angeles County has a harassment ordinance that has a minimum $2,000 penalty per violation. These are common sense solutions. They exist everywhere else. They should exist here for tenants in Los Angeles.
Hey, no clapping, no hooting and hollering. We hear it all the time. Why do you guys get to hoot and holler?
The name you signed up under and which item you'd like to speak to.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Vicenta Martínez. Estoy aquí en el punto sobre el número 30.
Un segundo, señorita.
That's why we watch it, Puff.
Hi, my name is Vicenta Martinez. I'm here to talk
We still
about
got the phones to go.
item 30
Wait
and
until they
public
start
comment.
calling in.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute for each.
Vivo en el Distrito 1. Pido hoy a todos los concejales a votar sí y aprobar todas las enmiendas aprobadas por Tajo por el Comité de Vivienda y Personas Sin Hogar.
I live in District Number 1. I'm here to ask all the council members to vote a favor, to vote yes on this item.
I remember
and also
Big Money
all the
Griff's guy.
amendments for the Tahoe law.
La ley actual de Tajo es débil y inimplicable. Además, la ordenanza contra el acoso de los inquilinos debe de incluir protecciones claves.
This law is weak and inequitable, and also this has to have some sort of things to be able to protect the renters from the owners' harassment.
Como garantizar que se multa a los propietarios cuando se descubre una violencia en la ordenanza. Establecer daños triples cuando los propietarios participan deliberadamente en acoso.
And one of them could be to have a penalty when there is a violation of this.
Debe de incluir remedios para los inquilinos como daños emocionales, crear defensa afirmativa en procedimiento de desalojo.
And there should be some sort of compensation for the renters, such as like emotional damage, and also some sort of compensation.
Mónica García, yo soy una persona que estoy viviendo acoso por el manager. Tengo un hijo que sirve en los Marines y cuando él llama y dice, mamá, ¿qué pasó? Hemos sufrido acoso por el manager. Por favor, si tú eres madre, ponte la mano en el corazón y piensa en nosotros que tenemos hijos y son afectados la familia. Gracias.
Monica Garcia, I am going through harassment. The manager is harassing me, and my son, who is at the Navy, like when he calls me and asks me how everything is going, I have to tell him, and if you are a mom, please help us. Put your hand in your heart and help us.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which item you'd like to speak to.
¿En qué
Sí.
asunto?
Buenos días, mi nombre es Sofía Mendoza.
Good morning, my name is Sofía Mendoza.
Vivo en el Distrito 9.
I live in District Number 9.
I'm sorry, which item would you like to speak to?
¿En qué asunto usted desea hablar?
Voy a hablar sobre el número 30 y comentario público general.
Item 30 and public comment.
And you'll have 1 minute for each.
¿Tiene un minuto para cada uno, señora?
Pido hoy a todos los concejales a votar sí, aprobar todas las enmiendas aprobadas para Tajo.
I ask all the council members to please vote yes and to approve all the amendments for the Tahoe law.
Por el Comité de Vivienda Personas Sin Hogar.
For the Housing Committee and for the committee for people, homeless committee.
La ley actual de Tajo es débil, implacable.
The law nowadays, the Tahoe law is weak and is not applicable.
Además, la ordenanza contra el acoso a los inquilinos debe incluir protecciones clave como.
I don't know, Brandon.
And also, this
I'm sure they're everywhere spread out the city. They all just work at LAX.
Needs to have some sort of protections, just such as
garantizar que multen a los propietarios cuando se descubra que violan las ordenanzas.
Such as
telling you, ambition, best
making
thing
sure
you ever had.
guaranteeing that there will be some
House
sort of
won't smell no
penalty
more like
against
weed.
the owners when they are caught harassing
Get you so high
the
or smoke
renters.
less weed.
Establecer
And you
daños
can cook with the
triples.
remnants.
And
like
to
edibles.
have some sort of
Best
triple
for your lungs.
Your
Your lungs are worth the money. man.
penalty.
Y debe incluir también emocionalmente y mentalmente.
And it also has to do with emotional and emocional y qué más, señora?
Not really, Skier. I mean, I know a
Emotional
lot of
and mental
terms here or
damage.
there.
Yo soy
I can
una
pick
inquilina
apart a
que he sido
sentence, but
fuertemente
I'm
acosada
not forming
por el
sentences,
dueño.
so no,
I have
I don't
been
speak
going
Spanish.
through very bad harassment by the owner.
Por tanto, estrés. Una semana estuve en el hospital.
I had gone through so much stress that I ended up at the hospital for 1 week.
Y a la señora Mónica Rodríguez no le importa esto.
And Miss Monica Rodriguez doesn't care about this.
Quiero pedirle que por favor diga si está de
Yeah, it just
parte
smells
de
up the
los
house too
dueños o
much.
de los
I know it does.
inquilinos.
Or you got to go
I want to
outside.
ask her if she is on the side
You
of
can sit
the
inside,
renters or the
hot
side
or
of
cold.
the owners.
Enjoy my
Porque
bag.
también ella en su distrito tiene mucha gente que está sufriendo lo mismo que estamos
Sure, you got to
sufriendo
buy
nosotros.
bags.
Because
Sí, pero ella
Six-pack
no
of
quiere
bags like
darse
40
cuenta.
bucks.
Because her in her
That'll
district,
last
she
you
also has
6
a lot of
months
people
pretty
who
much, or
are
thereabout.
suffering
Depends
the
how much you
same way
smoke.
as we are suffering, but she doesn't want to realize it.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call more names.
Do you, Daniel?
Ogilvy Toscano.
Yeah, I just throw all the stuff
Pamela
away.
Augustin,
Not much for edibles. I'm high enough with the weed. I
Rocio
don't need to
Lindero,
eat, be high all
Rob
the time.
Drew, Sofia Mendoza, Stefano Medina, Tomasa Martinez.
That's it, my bag of puff, Jason.
Estella S., Beverly Roberts, Angelina Jimenez.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Enrique Velasquez, and I'd like to speak on agenda item
I'm
30
glad.
and a public
I'm
comment.
Good. It's good to
You'll
hear
have 1
him.
minute for each.
Ambitious.
Okay.
But make
So
sure that boss
I,
don't get you.
I am trying
Get
to
your ass in
reflect to
trouble.
what all my
You're
comrades
fired.
here have already shared with you. And I don't know, again, as Stefano said, I don't know if I'm going to say something that's going to change your mind. But
Nope.
please understand that landlords'
We're not listening.
incentive to evict tenants is greed. It's a speculation about what we so-call the housing crisis in the city of LA. This is not new. This is something that has been built with years.
It's true.
The amount of unhoused people we have in the city of LA is due to bad policies that we have in the city of LA. Unless we tackle them, unless we protect tenants in an intentional way, we're not gonna change the reality. You all are working towards the Olympics so that the city of LA will not shine. Well, I'm so sorry. Unless you approve Tahoe today with real protections for tenants, it's not going to change. 13,000 plus complaints of Tahoe doesn't tell you anything?
Of course it does.
I mean,
They ain't
seriously.
listening. What does it tell
what
you? That they're not
difference has it
listening.
made to complain when really Cedillo 3 years ago watered down Tahoe, and now one more time? Why? I mean, seriously, what are we doing? You know who I'm talking about. Please look at me. I hope, really, that you change your mind and approve Tahoe today. Thank you.
Okay, this is your learning experience. Remember this when you go vote. Okay, November. I don't want to hear anything from you because you're the people who vote for these people.
Speaker, please
So
remind
you
us of the
deserve
name you signed up
everything
under
you
and
get,
which
and
items
you're
you'd like to
getting
speak
it.
to.
Buenos días,
Congratulations.
señora. ¿Cuál es su nombre
Have a
y
good
en
day.
qué asuntos usted desea hablar?
Vivo en el Distrito 1 y pido hoy a todos los concejales votar sí y aprobar todas las enmiendas aprobadas para Tahoe.
I live in District Number 1, and I ask all the council members to vote yes and approve all the amendments for Tahoe law.
Por el Comité de Vivienda y Personas sin Hogar. La ley del Tahoe es débil e inaplicable.
For
Además,
the
la
Housing
ordenanza
Committee and Homeless Committee. Señora, un
inquilinos para
segundo.
protección
Señora, un segundito, por favor, para que le pueda interpretar. For the Housing Committee and the Homeless Committee, regarding of the Tahoe law, which is weak and is not applicable.
Establecer daños triples cuando los propietarios participan deliberadamente en acoso.
We need to establish triple damages for when the owners or landlords are harassing the renters.
Y debe incluir remedios para los inquilinos como daños emocionales.
And they also should include some sort of remedies for the renters when there are emotional damages.
Un claro ejemplo soy yo misma. Soy víctima por el propio manager y el dueño.
A very good example is myself because I am a victim by the manager and the owner.
But he's a victim.
Soy víctima de acoso por parte de los dos.
Both of them are harassing me.
Hoy tengo ansiedad y tengo depresión.
I now having to deal with anxiety and depression.
Y así como yo, hay muchas personas más. Seamos resilientes y por favor voten sí apoyando esta enmienda, por favor.
And like me, there are so many more that are in the same situation. So that's the reason why I'm asking that today you vote in favor supporting this item, please.
Shout out to all the...
Mis hijos están ahorita en otro país apoyando obviamente el país.
Just gave her another minute.
Es policía, otro de mis hijos es policía. Y por lo menos ellos votaron y creo que todos los que están aquí votaron por ustedes para que ustedes tomen los puestos que tienen. Y es justo que hoy nos apoyen con esto.
My children that are in a different country, they were here supporting them, and one of them is a police officer, and they voted for you. So it is just fair that you support us today.
They getting everything you wanted.
Gracias.
Shout out to all you victims out there.
I'm a black man. There's no justice for me here in America. I should be at the front of the line.
Yeah, well, I'm gay and subject to ridicule and discrimination wherever I go. Women are oppressed throughout the world. Give it a rest.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which item you'd like to speak to.
Thank you. Robert Drew, speaking under general comment and also agenda item 30, please.
Thank you,
You'll
BB,
have
for the
1 minute for each,
31
and,
months.
Please start with the item number 30.
Let's go, BB.
I'm a longtime renter, homeowner, renter again, and a first-time unlawful detainer defendant. And that just does not add up. I would ask that council give the top.
Tell me that drop didn't fit perfectly right
the
there.
serious consideration it is due. I speak
Torched
not
him.
just for myself.
Flame on.
Probably hundreds, thousands of other people who could not stand before you as I do and those in the gallery do.
Yep, little
Tahoe needs
PCU.
a shot in the arm so that it can provide more robust protections for tenants who need it and deserve it. This is your obligation to us all.
That's it, sir.
You guys got to connect the dots. D-O-T-T-S.
Okay. In the general comment, your job is not easy. It isn't supposed to be. But you ran for office, you were elected to office, you took a solemn oath. You owe us. You work for us. I don't think it's asking too much that you put yourselves out just a little bit, the way we put ourselves out a lot.
Well,
This is Los Angeles.
Remember that in November.
Los Angeles, the way it used to be. So do as a council should do.
All right, everybody.
Stand or sit and deliver for your constituents. Thank you all. Good day. See you next time.
Before the next speaker begins, I will call more names. Andrew Grapener.
What? He already spoke.
Cindy Moran.
He already spoke.
Christina Campos.
That's
David Kashian.
I mean, I'll let him speak again.
Galdino. Marina Shaw. Neri Montes. Rosario Argueta.
And Mike Hunt.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
About Connie Lingus.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Ogi Toscano
Hi, good morning. My name is Ogi Toscano. ¿En qué asuntos desea hablar?
y quiero hablar del asunto 30 y comentario público general.
I'd like to talk about item number 30 and public comment.
You'll have 1 minute for each.
Tiene 1 minuto para cada uno.
Sí, estamos aquí en este día presenciando muchas historias impactantes y es más que evidente que es necesario estas enmiendas atajo 2.0.
Today here we're listening to many different stories, and it is very obvious that we need to approve all these different amendments for Lake Tahoe 2.0.
Yo como inquilino de Los Ángeles también he sufrido
Say
bastante
Lake
acoso
Tahoe.
durante mucho tiempo.
Me, as a Los Angeles resident, I have gone through a lot of harassment,
Y ya estoy cansado de tanto acoso.
and I'm very tired to be harassed.
Pero tal parece que a la concejal Mónica Rodríguez no le importa nada de esto.
But it appears that the council member Monica Rodriguez doesn't care about this.
Es una gran decepción y no representa a la comunidad.
It's very disappointing, and she's not representing the community.
¿Dónde está ahora? No la veo.
Where is she now? I don't see her.
Y'all back
Es
smoking a
importante
joint,
que se
son.
pasen todas las enmiendas de Tajo 2.0
It is very important that all the amendments of Tahoe Law 2.0 are approved.
pero también es importante que se pasen 4 enmiendas más que son muy necesarias.
But it is also very important that 4 more amendments are also approved because they are very important.
Las cuales son multas para los propietarios que violen la ordenanza,
Which are the penalties for the landlords that violate all the ordinances,
triples daños para los propietarios que se encuentren acosando a los inquilinos deliberadamente,
and triple damages for the landlords that are found that are harassing the renters,
crear algún remedio para los inquilinos que están sufriendo daños mentales,
and also to create a remedy for the renters who are facing emotional damages,
crear defensas positivas en procesos de desalojo,
and to create some sort of positive defenses in the process of eviction.
y por eso les pido a todos los concejales que están presentes el día de hoy que voten sí a favor de Tajo 2.0.
And that is the reason why I'm asking here to all the council members who are present to vote yes on Tahoe Law 2.0.
Esto ya no puede esperar más, esto es urgente, es necesario.
This cannot wait any longer. This is urgent and it is necessary.
Porque todos los días estamos escuchando historias de inquilinos que están sufriendo.
Because every single day we listen to different stories about all these renters that they are going through.
Esa historia que escuchamos en los días pasados de un inquilino que fue atacado con un machete, eso no se debe permitir.
That story that we heard a few weeks ago about a renter who was attacked with a machete, that should not be acceptable.
No debemos permitir que esa situación escale, porque entonces el día de mañana, ¿qué? ¿Nos van a querer matar o qué?
This should not be allowed. This cannot escalate, because then what? Tomorrow, next day, they're going to want to kill us or what?
Voten sí a favor de Tajo lo más pronto posible. Gracias.
Vote yes on favor of Tahoe as soon as possible. Thank you.
Again, she's not even there to see you talk or listen to you.
Before
Remember
the next
that in
speaker
November.
begins, I will call the last 7 names: Solina Quintanilla, Alicia Enciso, Annabella Mazarigos, Derek, Leonora Tyrosian, Miracle McKinney, Sakia Hampton.
I like Miracle McKinney.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak
Miracle
to.
McKinney.
Okay, my name is Beverly Roberts, and I've been coming down here for years, and I know a lot of you people, but it's a lot of new people. But first of all, can I congratulate
I'm sorry, Speaker, would you like to speak in general public comment, or do you want to speak?
On his new job. Can I congratulate you? But you got to do your job.
You got to do your job.
And start now.
That's it.
Because
Start
we're
right
watching.
now.
Okay?
Quit playing it.
Okay. I'm a small mom and pop landlord without the pop. But I've been in the business for 35 years. I've never had nobody leave me, and I've never had to put nobody out. The last lady is with me for 15 years. So what does that tell you? But I'm here to support these renters because I know what they're going through because I'm with them weekly and daily. And something has to be done. Why wait it out? We have too many other things going on in our country with the voting and all that. So please do something about this for these
All right,
people.
Sam. So go and enjoy.
Please.
This is what we watch here Tuesday morning.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Buenos días. Necesito traducción, por favor.
Sí, señora, dígame su nombre y en los asuntos en los que usted desea hablar.
You're welcome, Floyd.
Angelina Jiménez, miembro de ACE.
I'm Angelina Jimenez, and I'm an ACE member.
All right, here we go.
Necesito platicarles una pequeña historia.
I need to tell you a little story.
Hace semanas estaba yo aquí en Los Ángeles, en la esquina de una banqueta, viendo niños jugar.
A week ago, I was here in Los Angeles at a corner and on a sidewalk, and I was watching some kids play.
De pronto uno de los niños se levantó corriendo, fue hacia mí, me jalaba la ropa como que tenía miedo.
And then one of the kids, all of a sudden, he ran towards to me, and he was pulling my clothes as if he was afraid.
Yo no le entendía porque es un niño especial.
I didn't understand him because he was a special needs kid.
Busqué a su papá y le pregunté, por favor, ¿de quién es este niño? Y su papá me dijo.
I looked for the dad and I asked the dad, whose kid is this? And the dad told me.
Es que vio al señor enfrente de la banqueta y le tiene mucho miedo porque hace días me atacó con un machete y él vio todo.
And he said that he saw the man across the street, and he got really afraid because the last week he saw when he attacked me with a machete, and he saw the whole thing.
Les pregunto a todos ustedes,
I ask you,
no
all of you,
necesitamos ayuda emocional para todas estas personas que son acosadas y hasta pudo haber muerto el papá del niño y el niño hubiera visto todo. Díganme ustedes, ¿qué vamos a hacer?
And I ask all of you, don't we need some sort of emotional help for all of this, or all the harassment that they are going through? And what are we going to do?
Necesitamos ya la votación de tajo, no para mañana, para hoy, porque es urgente.
We need to vote on Tahoe, not tomorrow, today. It is urgent.
Macuis, empezamos del 2020, acuérdate, si necesitas ayuda, nosotros nos ponemos a trabajar contigo.
Marquis, we're 2020. If you need help, we are here to help you. We're going to work with you.
Idiots. Yay!
Speaker, please remind us of the name you
Meanwhile, these
signed
are
up
the
under and
idiots
which
who
items
did it
you'd
to
like
you.
to speak to.
It's a low brain, low IQ motherfuckers in that crowd.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Tomasa Martínez.
My name
Army
is,
of
My
dummies.
name is Tomasa Martinez.
Soy miembro de ACE.
I am an ACE member.
Estoy comentando sobre el número 30.
And I'm talking about item 30.
Estoy siendo acosada por hace 4 años en mi domicilio.
I have been harassed for the last 4 years at my house.
Solo porque reporté que tenía chinches, cucarachas y ratones.
And just because I said that I had cockroaches and mouses.
Oh, mouses.
Y necesitaba que fumigaran mi hogar.
And I needed them to fumigate my place.
¿Se imaginan ustedes vivir así?
Can you imagine living in these conditions?
No poder dormir en las noches, tener que tener tu comida en la mesa y que llegaran los invitados no deseados ahí a querer comer.
Can you imagine in the night trying to sleep? Can you imagine putting your food on your table and having all these uninvited guests to be on the table?
Mónica Rodríguez.
Thank you, Fight Fan, for
Deja de
32
comer
months.
papitas y de ver tu teléfono.
Monica Rodriguez, don't eat chips and
Thanks, Fight
don't look
Fan.
at your phone.
Sí, Mónica.
Cuando se está hablando de algo
Pinche
muy
Mónica.
importante y delicado.
She's over there
Because
eating.
we're talking about something that is
Shut
very
up,
serious
Meg.
and very important.
Fucking eater, dude.
Cuando el pueblo está sufriendo
The people are suffering.
de acoso. Vota sí a Tajo.
They're suffering harassment. Please vote yes on Tahoe.
Y les digo a todos los concejales,
And I'm speaking to all you council members.
dejen de ser títeres de la política
Don't be a puppet for for politics.
y aprovechen su sillita
Take advantage of your chair
donde están sentados.
that you're sitting on.
Kevin de León,
Kevin
deja
de
de
León.
juntarte con Mónica Rodríguez.
Don't hang out with Monica Rodriguez.
Pinche Mónica.
Recuerda
They don't like you, Mónica.
Remember
que el que entre lobos anda, a aullar se enseña.
that you always.
Y si lo haces, dile que vote por Tajo, que se ponga en el corazón del pueblo. Gracias.
Shout out to you,
Tell
Mónica.
her to please vote for Tahoe and to please think about her people. Thank you.
Shut up, Meg.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
On general comment and item number 30.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute for each, but please start with item number 30.
Thank you. Dear councilmen, dear councilwomen,
That's the
I
best
was
shut
a
up
very
Meg
good
I got.
tenant. I paid my rent 5 to 10 days early, and just because my landlord decided that she did not want me there for whatever her personal reasons are, she started taking my washer and dryer away, which was on my contract.
That's a breach of contract.
Removed my wall, which was a private unit, and her parents were living on the other side. I was living on the other side, and she basically, after that, she had her father crawl through my under the dining table, coming to my unit over and over again, and therefore I started calling the police to document video,
Get down there,
pictures.
Dad.
None of it helped. They had surveillance camera on the outside, and then after I won the unlawful detainer, she kept at it. She took away my mailbox. She locked up my trash cans. And please, Tahoe, number 1, did not help at all. And Tahoe number 2 needs to be done because I had no protection. I was a victim. And besides that, they escalated. I thought that was like the ultimate thing that they could do to me. That was not all. My landlord enlisted her brother-in-law and sister, and they kept coming to my place. Everything happened in my unit. They kept trespassing, but the police said it was not trespassing because she owned the place. I could not do anything. I went to court to get temporary restraining order. That still did not help. They found a way around it. In between, there were days where I just could not get them out of my place at all. Tahoe 1 did not help me. We need Tahoe 2.
Then gonna be Tahoe 3 and 4. How many Tahoes you need?
Smoke.
You know what the definition of insanity is, right? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you would like to speak to.
Sí, soy Cristina Campos y quiero hablar sobre el artículo 30.
Hi, my name is Cristina Campos, and I want to talk about item 30.
No, they want free rent, Cam.
You'll have 1 minute.
They don't say it, but that's what they're alluding to.
Sí.
They want
Hoy
social
pido
housing.
A todos los concejales que por favor si pueden votar sí a todas las enmiendas
They
para
want it as a
Tahoe,
right,
para
not
que
a
pueda
privilege.
ser ejecutada. Porque la verdad, pues dicen que fix de Tahoe, pero no hay nadie.
What's up,
quien
travel
la-
guy? It's
quien
good to
la
see you. Happy
ejecute.
Tuesday.
So I'm here
How you,
today
bud?
to ask to all the council members to please vote yes to vote
Just in
on
time for the
favor
calls
of-
here. They'll
with
be here
all
in a
the
moment.
amendments that the Tahoe law has, so it
Couple
can be
more on
executed.
the ground here.
La ordenanza contra el acoso a los inquilinos debe incluir protecciones que le puedan garantizar, multar a los propietarios que acosan a los inquilinos.
The ordinance regarding the harassment to the renters needs to have some sort of protections. One of them should be penalties for the landlord who is harassing the renters.
Porque si esa ordenanza existiera de verdad, por ejemplo, en mi caso, el hijo del dueño acosó a mi hijo, solo fue verbal, pero ¿qué esperamos? Que llegue y le pegue con algo, con un machete, como le ha pasado a otro señor.
So if this ordinance would exist, like we would not be going through this. Like for instance, the owner of the place where I live was harassing my son. It was only verbal, but what are we going to expect? That he beats him up? What are we going to do?
Pienso que no debería de llegar hasta la violencia, a tener sangre para que pudieran apoyarnos a nosotros los inquilinos. Si los dueños no cayeran en acoso, no habría nada en contra de ellos.
We don't have to be facing violence or blood in order to get your support for the renters, if only the landlords would not be harassing the renters.
Porque si la ley de Tajo no puede ser ejecutada, los propietarios seguirán ignorándola. Gracias.
Because if the Tahoe law cannot be enforced, then the owners are going to continue this harassment. Thank you.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Buenos días, mi nombre es Rosario Argueta y estoy aquí para hacer un comentario sobre el número 30 en la agenda, comentario público general.
Hi, my name is Argueta and I'm here to make a comment on item 30 and public comment.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute for each.
Tiene un minuto para cada uno.
It's like the scarecrow.
Gracias. Vivo en el Distrito 1, que representa la concejal Eunice Hernández. Soy una persona discapacitada con 3 hijos menores de edad.
I live in District Number 1, the one that Ms. Eunice Hernandez represents, and I have 3 children with disabilities.
Miembro del Concilio MacArthur Park y
So are U-turn signs.
And I'm also a member of the Council District of MacArthur Park.
Pido que aprueben todas las enmiendas a Tajo, ya que es una ley débil.
I'm asking for your support and that you approve all the amendments for Tahoe law, which is weak.
Además, la ordenanza contra el acoso a los inquilinos, que debe incluir protecciones para garantizar que se multen a los propietarios cuando violen las ordenanzas.
And I'm also asking your support on the ordinance against the harassment towards renters and add some protections such as penalties when the landlords harass the
Terry,
renters.
it's never ending.
También que incluyan remedios
And I assure you, Terry, if we gave them all free housing, then they were all happy, it was clean, it was perfect.
I'm also asking that they include
They'd be in here asking for where's their free car,
emotional damages,
something else,
mental damages, and
free health care.
Damages.
Como parte de la comunidad de Westlake, MacArthur Park,
as part of the community of Westlake and MacArthur Park,
enfrentamos desafíos como desalojos.
And that's the problem with giving people everything.
We are facing challenges.
You're bailing them out of usually what
and harassment.
What amounts to their bad decisions.
La mayoría de centroamericanos y orgullosamente guatemalteca, vengo a representarlos a todos ellos y pido que aprueben la ley.
That's too raw and real.
2.0. Gracias.
And as
I love a socialist society where you own nothing and be happy. They'd love that.
You to please approve today,
they'd love that.
Tahoe Law
in exchange for all their freedoms.
Thank you. Next,
and money.
Speaker,
they just go to work and accomplish a job, don't really have any money, everything's free. Food's already at home, house is already paid for, cars already paid for.
David Gaishan, representing the Apartment Association of Greater Los Angeles. Harassment is unacceptable, whether perpetrated by housing providers or renters, and the city must take action to safeguard all residents. The current ordinance is blatantly one-sided, ignoring the reality that housing providers are often targeted by tenant activists at their homes, while taking their children to school and even places of worship. We strongly urge the City Council to address this imbalance by incorporating the 7 anti-harassment provisions advocated by AGLA. Until the city provides equal protection to all residents, people will continue to live in fear for their personal safety. Also, we are strongly opposed to the change in the language in Section 1N that would remove the discretion rightfully within the authority of a court of law. Only the court has the necessary facts of each case to determine what damages are appropriate and fair based on the totality of all actions by both parties. It is wrong for the city to attempt to micromanage a court of law and replace their authority and proper role with the city's blanket requirements. We urge the City Council to retain the current language using may instead of shall to preserve proper division of responsibilities between policymakers and the court systems. We also oppose the current statute of limitations of 3 years, as this would expose private property owners to years of potential liability long after the existing renter has left the property. Instead, we would urge it to either be replaced as 2 years for all renters or 1 year for prior renters and 3 years for existing renters at the relevant properties. Thank you for your time.
Next speaker. Please, everyone, could you give the
Who's
speakers
booing?
the respect? Each
Who's
person
booing?
comes up here with their own opinion, and we try to respect everyone's opinion, so please no booing or commenting on other speakers. Go ahead, Ben.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under or which items you'd like to speak to.
We don't like what
¿Nos
you're
puede decir en
saying.
qué asuntos que usted desea
You're not
hablar
willing to
y
give us
su nombre,
everything
por
free.
favor?
Mi nombre es Dari Montes y vengo a hablar sobre el artículo 30.
My name is Daddy Montes, and I'm here to talk about item 30.
Yo vivo en el distrito 9
I live in district number 9,
y estoy aquí alzando la voz por otros inquilinos
and I'm here to give my voice and my opinion on behalf of other renters,
y por experiencia propia.
and because of my own experience.
Tengo 2 años sufriendo acoso por el dueño de la propiedad y sus trabajadores.
I have been going through harassment for the last 2 years from the owner and his workers.
El dueño compró la propiedad donde yo vivo desde hace 6 años. Hace 2 años
I think he's awake.
The owner bought the place where I have been living for the last 6 years, 2 years ago.
y quiso aumentarme la renta $500 más.
And he wanted to raise my rent for $500 more.
Y por poner una queja en el departamento de vivienda, él empezó a acosarme y hasta la fecha sigo siendo acosada.
And because I filed a complaint, he started harassing me. And I filed a complaint at the housing department, and ever since then, he started harassing me.
Poniéndome cámaras enfrente de mi puerta y de mi ventana.
He has installed cameras in front of my door and my bedroom.
Thank you,
quitándome
Len.
mi parking.
Appreciate you, Len.
He took away my parking.
Estacionó un carro de que no mueve desde hace un año y un remolque de su trabajador.
He parked a car
Sure,
on my spot that he has not moved it for the last year, and also a truck that is his workers.
Soy madre soltera de 2 hijos, de 6 y 7 años. Soy mujer trabajadora, emprendedora, pago mi renta y no se vale que él me esté acosando y no siga siendo castigado, porque cada que veo al trabajador y al dueño a mí me duele mi estómago y a mis hijos también, y no han hecho nada y he puesto quejas. Perdón.
I am a single mom, and I have 2 kids. One is 6 years old and the other one is 7 years old. I'm a hard worker mom. I am always paying my rent, and it's not
Where's
fair
Papa?
that they are punishing me, and I have filed many complaints and nothing has been done. I'm sorry.
Así que por favor voten sí.
Please
a las
vote yes.
enmiendas. Gracias.
Please vote yes to the amendments.
Yeah, these last 2 and that's it, and then they go to phones.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which items you'd like to speak to.
Yes, good afternoon. My name is Anabela Mazariegos. I live in District 14. I'm going to speak about item 30 and public comments, please.
Okay, you'll have 1 minute for each.
Yes, I do urge you please to vote yes on this Tahoe ordinance because we're being harassed. I've been living for almost 15 years in that property. 7 years ago, my landlady passed on and a gentrifier came to rent the property. He instigates with the other tenants that he has to harass me. I have lived very stressful life every day from him. You know, one day he had the nerve when I was complaining about these people. He said, Annabelle, go to a facility that they can provide everything for you. You don't have to worry about it. I got very upset and I told him, I'm disabled and senior, but I'm not like that. Not yet. So leave me alone and don't harass me. We need this law, very important, because as I myself as a senior and disabled, there's too many people are in the same boat, too many tenants. Please pass this. Mental health is an issue that is hurting a lot of people. I know a lot of people who are with heart condition because of this harassment the landlords are doing to the people. Thank you very much.
All right, one more.
Speaker, please remind us of the name you signed up under and which
Mace,
items you'd like to speak
apparently.
to.
Yes, Miracle McKinney speaking on item 30 in general
Miracle
public
McKinney.
comment. City Council, I urge you to pass the amendments which are crucial for protecting tenants. Please understand that the proposed increased penalties from $250 to $2,000 is essential. A higher penalty serves
Richard
as a
gets it, too.
deterrent for landlords who think they can get away with mistreating tenants. It is time to hold them accountable. I want you to understand that emotional and mental damages caused by harassment must be recognized. Tenants deserve justice without the stress and anxiety they endure. And triple damages will ensure that violations will be met with serious consequences. Keep in mind further discouraging bad practices. Let me be very, very clear right now that landlords who are maintaining their properties at a very basic minimum standard are not the target. They have nothing to worry about. In fact, this ordinance only targets those who engage in harassment and neglect. For general public comment, I want to be clear and make sure that you all understand that big corporations like FPI Management, where I live in District 10, managed by HACLA, right, are completely complicit in these type of situations. We have residents that don't even have balconies that close, windows that don't close, and yet the housing department keeps giving them a continuance. I heard someone earlier question the statutes of limitations. Residents only have a one-year lease, yet the city keeps providing continuances on issues for reduction of service that we can't even get granted. So if a person with their own two eyes can see that these repairs aren't being made, the city has defined and made it clear that this is considered harassment. So please vote yes to the amendments that we put forth and work so hard to make sure not only renters but homeowners understand. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
She forgot her sign there.
Thank you.
She forgot.
We
Let's see
are
if they
now
remove the
moving
sign.
to virtual public comment,
All right, here
and
we
I will
go.
take the first caller. Call-in user 1, please unmute yourself and state the items you would like to speak to.
Oh, DI
Call-in user
hung
1,
up on
please
somebody
unmute
already. There he is
yourself.
up there. This guy up there on the little podium. He's the one hanging up on everybody. That's your CEI sound guy.
Call-in
There's
user
two.
2, please unmute yourself.
Yeah.
Daniel Gus.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Is that
Yes.
Daniel Gus?
Which item would you like to
Okay,
speak
great. All items in general public comment.
to? You'll have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
Great. On the tenant harassment thing, by the way, danielgus.substack.com, free publication. Obviously, when you elect officials, they are there to do the right thing for the tenants. But what do? They talk a good game, and they allow this stuff. And ultimately, it's about who has the money that keeps them in office. So the lesson that you're learning from this tenant harassment thing is, if they're not acting in the best interest of the broader population, vote them out. Vote them out, regardless of whether their name sounds like yours or their skin tone sounds like yours. Start electing officials at every level, like on this issue, on merit. Are they accomplishing what they promised when you elected them? And in this instance, it should never have gotten to this level. It should never have gotten to this level. In the same way that they haven't instituted rent control.
Speaker,
right
you should
now,
move on to
the
your
most
next item.
vulnerable. That was that was a minute. Wow. You know what? I'm going to go to general public comment. Council members, some of you have denied being in receipt of my dire warning about severe liability for what's going on at LA Animal Services. Yesterday, Best Friends withdrew its very generous offer to help get the city out of this mess with its experts and its money And for some reason, the mayor's office, and you'll read about this soon on danielgus.substack.com, is putting in people who are unqualified. Oh, by the way, your new animal services commissioner didn't pay his dog licenses. That's how you stop the city. Stop the revenue. Stop paying for your dog licenses. If city officials like Steve Sobrov and Alexander Kazendorf didn't pay for the dog licenses, stop paying for your dog licenses. You have denied public records requests saying that you have received dire warnings. Someone's going to get killed, and you're going to stop paying seven-figure settlements. Anybody who gets hurt at LA Animal Services, the incompetence is there, the corruption is there. Karen Bass,
You have 1 minute for
Corian,
general
I have a
public
story
comment.
about your offices very, very soon.
Sorry, your speaker, your time is up.
There you go, danielgus.substack.com.
Calling user 3.
Dropping some real on them. Here's some real for you.
Good afternoon. Brock Landers, Los Angeles private investigator. All open items and general public comment.
You'll have 3 minutes for the items and 1 minute for general public comment.
25. What's up, nerds and virgins? We've another alcohol license. I think it's astounding the amount of alcohol that is sold in the city, and that we're surprised that so many issues as we do. I was on Figueroa on Friday selling cookies for a charity at the 7-Eleven, like I said I would. I'm not going to believe how much alcohol walks out of that store. Maybe you guys should deny some of these liquor licenses and see if maybe we can help, rejuvenate the environment and get some of the alcohol and, the bad things out. 30. To all the people that came to speak about this today, you guys need to connect the
Speaker,
dots.
item 30 is not available for public comment. You can speak to it in your general public
all
comment.
those people came in, got 2 minutes to talk on 30 and general public comment.
I'm sorry, you're correct about item 30. I apologize.
Oh, thank you. Give me my time back. You need to connect the dots. DOTTS. And just maybe you should vote differently. Justice for Richard Serrano. You guys quit hanging up on him. Monica, maybe you should give them some of that gag ball money. Number 40, homelessness. People keep trying to say the homelessness is getting better, but I don't see it. And the amount of money that you guys have squandered on that is absolutely disgusting. 41, the hate PSA. Something that's often overlooked in these type of things is diversity of thought. At Smoke and Scan, we celebrate it. I think that diversity of thought needs to be included in the PSA. I'm amazed at how much time people spend thinking about me as it pertains to council. How frustrated they get with somebody that takes up 12 minutes of their week. They want to insult me. They want me to treat them like Tyson treated Spinks. They try to intimidate me by hiring muscle when they know that I'm not going to be there because I'm not, a sheeple getting my shots. But that's just like a fascist. General public comment. After they act like that, then when it comes to the 12 council members that are treating the city like it's someone that does, double anal, double vag, splitting in like a Thanksgiving turkey, it's nothing but compliments. Maybe you guys need to get your, priorities straight and figure out who's really messing with the city. Is it a group of people coming to get together and try to spread diversity of thought, maybe have a little fun, or is it all these people sitting around the horseshoe that pay absolutely no attention to these people that have been pouring their heart out all day? And another shout out to Smoke and Scan. And this Friday again, you're selling cookies on Figueroa. Come get your Figueroa baby batter Newtons. Thank you.
A law enforcement type of guy.
Shout out to Brock.
Who's hired by people to stop these bad individuals.
Shout out to Brock. Shout out to Brock.
All right, that concludes public comment. Thank you to everybody.
Wait,
who called
what?
in and came, to
Wait,
join
what?
us in,
Hold on a
council.
second.
Clerk,
Hold on a
let's
second.
go
That was
forth.
3 callers.
Mr. President, the council may now vote on items
That was
18
2
through
callers.
24, 26,
And the first two got hung up on.
44.
Daniel,
All
Gus,
right, those items are before
and Brock.
us. Let's,
That was it.
Open the roll. Close. Oh, sorry, Miss.
Kid me.
Yeah,
You're
thank you,
fucking
Mr.
kidding
President.
me.
I'd like to ask if we can continue.
Bro.
Item 15, we're currently working with the
Bro.
owner of the property to come into compliance, and if we could continue
Am I
that
missing
for 1
something?
month.
How
All
many
right,
calls
so
was that?
We'll continue item 15
Like actual
for 30
people
days
that
without objection
spoke.
will be the order.
And for the record, that would
I
be
can
Friday,
confirm
October
two.
25th,
Two got hung up
2024.
on.
All right.
Daniel,
So can
Gus,
we
and Brock.
restate the
Who else
items that are
spoke
before us?
on the phone?
Yes, sir. The
Who
council may
else?
now vote on items 18 through 24,
Rigged as fuck.
26.
Ask
and
fucking Richard.
41
Richard's probably
through
still in
44.
here. Bet you Richard just
All
got
right,
hung
let's
up
open the
on.
roll.
Bet he's
Close
on
the roll.
I bet he was on the phone.
Tabulate the vote.
Just proof right there. Brown Act
All right, what's next?
violations.
The council may not vote on item 40,
Some
called
bullshit.
special by Councilmember Rodriguez for a separate vote.
All right. Comments, council member?
See, there we go. Richard, were you one of the two
All
that
right,
got hung up
let's
on? Like
open the roll.
you could hear it, but they
Close
didn't
the
let you
roll.
go. Like you
Tabulate
got
the vote.
muted. Fucking bullshit, Richard. Fucking bullshit, man.
All right. What's next?
The
Yeah, they
council
don't
may
like
not consider
Jason, man. They didn't want to
items
hear none of
1
that
through
baby
17.
batter
Please
slinging.
note there's a
But they had to hear it from
request to
Brock
continue item
anyway.
15 to Friday, October 25th.
Shout out to Brock.
And for the record, the updated recommendations of the Los Angeles Department of Building Safety is to confirm the liens for items 2, 5, 6.
You were the first
7,
caller, and they muted you.
9, 10,
There you
11,
go. See, Jason just
13,
said it.
14,
Pieces of shit. You hear it.
16, and 17.
Jason, you should sue the city, man.
And to receive and file the liens
Brown
for
Act
items
violation.
1,
Go to
3,
danielgus.substack.com. He'll show you
8,
how.
and 12.
Richard should go there too.
All right, I'll
Prove
move
that
that
they're
we
doing
adopt the
that to you guys.
recommendations
You
of the Los
both should
Angeles
sue.
Department of
If anybody
Building
else is
Safety
gonna,
as
I'd rather
stated by
give
the
you
clerk.
two our
Is there a
taxpayer
second?
money than these other clucks.
Second by Councilmember Yaroslavsky.
Sue.
Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now consider item 30, which
I think
has
so,
amended
Julio.
motions 30B, Rodriguez, Park, Lee, and amended motion 38, Hernandez, Soto, Martinez.
Mr. Clerk, just to save Mr. Price, can we take up item number 39?
Yes, sir.
So he doesn't have to go and come
It
back.
is messed up.
All right. And Mr. Krikorian, oh, he's already gone. All right, so item number 39?
And item 39 was called special by Councilmember Rodriguez for comments.
Councilmember
Fuck,
Rodriguez.
here comes fucking
Thank
Meg.
you, colleagues.
Shut up, Meg.
I rise today to speak briefly about item 39, which is before us. But first, I want to start off by saying Happy Banned Books Week. The report before us today is in response to a motion that I had introduced back in February, asking the LA Public Library to collaborate with LAWA to figure out a way for us to expose more of these banned books for so many travelers coming in and out of LAX from many parts of the country that oftentimes are restricted from having access to some of this literature that has been banned in other states. We wanted to see how we could continue to foster that environment here in Los Angeles and make it a more widely available port of access at LAX, and adding to the amenities of leisure time that people can take advantage of while they're visiting Los Angeles or en route to another destination.
Shut up, Meg.
In our current political climate, Banned Books Week underscores the fundamental right to have individual access to information, ideas, and literature without censorship or restrictions. By highlighting instances where books have been banned or challenged, it encourages discussions about the reasons behind such actions and the potential impact on intellectual discourse. Colleagues,
Meg.
by creating this initiative and others similar to this, we are fostering an informed and engaged critical thinking population and standing up for democratic values and individual rights. And with that, I ask you for your aye vote.
All right, seeing no other speakers on the queue, let's open the roll on item number 39, close
Shut
the
up,
roll,
Meg.
tabulate the vote.
That's the best one.
Shut up, Meg.
13 ayes.
All right, what's next?
The council may now
Fucking
consider
Peter is
item
great.
30.
All right, item number 30, for
Shut
which
up, Meg.
Mr. Krikorian and Mr. Price are recused.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's before us?
Plays the Soviet.
Please note there are two
Sickle and
amended
hammer
motions on the
flags
floor.
somewhere in there flying.
The first vote would be for to consider amending motion 30B, which is presented by Rodriguez and seconded by Park and Lee. And the second vote
Let's hit
would
one
be
more
to
bag, and then I think we're going to
consider
cut bait,
amending motion
guys.
30A, introduced by
all the good
Councilmember
stuff is
Hernandez and
done.
seconded by Councilmember Soto Martinez. And the third vote would be to adopt the item as amended.
All right, we'll begin with discussing the First Amendment. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Shut up, Meg.
Thank you, colleagues. The amendment that is proposed before you today, and frankly, the amendments that were adopted in committee were part of a very thorough and collaborative process in committee. And I want to thank Ms. Rahman for helping to facilitate that very much needed conversation. Colleagues, we have a confidential report before us today that provided guidance on helping to provide the appropriate amendments. And it's for that reason that I have this amendment before us today with 30B. And it's, you know, the confidential report is self-explanatory, but I think it's just the responsible way for us to look at, as policymakers. It's one of the obligations that we have to consider all of the implications of the decisions and policies that we make, whether popular or unpopular. It's the responsible part of our job. And it's with that that I asked you to support Amendment 30B.
Shout out to Monica.
I'm going to hold down the comments from the audience. You all had an opportunity to talk. Mr. Soto Martinez.
Shut up, Meg.
Oh, they're mad at her, Meg.
Council President, I also want to
yelling at
thank
Meg.
The Housing and Homelessness Committee for deliberating this issue, and to the chair for bringing us to this point. Regarding
Richard.
Amendment 30B, I stand firmly opposed to it. As
You should be sitting there, being the thorn in their side, getting paid $200K.
What is trying to eliminate is deeply problematic, because what this is really trying to define is our examples of tenant harassment. And some of the things that are being stricken are, for example, threatening to reduce or to eliminate housing services required by a lease. I would be pretty upset if my landlord said tomorrow, we're going to take away some of the things that are in your lease, something that I signed as a contract, and having that over my head is absolutely a form of harassment. What we're trying to strike here is failure to explicitly state the specific justification for entry and notice to the tenant, and a bunch of other reasons.
You always have to give them a 24-hour notice.
Just last week, I had to file a complaint with the housing department, believe it or not. And my landlord had to come into my apartment to take pictures. And luckily, I think the tenant. Sorry, no. I also ask that we do be respectful.
Please.
Yeah, thank you. Luckily, my landlord knows that I'm a council member, and so was very nice in trying to figure out the time that I got there. But look, even as a council member, that person has power over me. That person can, if they wanted to, could
get your own house.
Use many legal mechanisms to make my life a living hell. And when my landlord came in, I made sure that she took pictures of the issue and not of many of my dirty clothes on the floor, right? But that is something that should be a form, this should have those sort of protections against harassment, because I know I've heard it so many other times.
I'm calling bullshit.
Also,
I'm sure she give you a 24-hour notice, especially because she knows you're a councilman.
Refusing to acknowledge, facilitate, or accept
and you fucking over here embellishing
rent payments or rental assistance payments. We had an entire discussion, late last year about making sure that landlords accepted our emergency rental assistance program. And I think at that point, we all rose up and said, this absolutely cannot happen. Any form of payment should be payment. And so I think a landlord having that power over a tenant, I believe, is a form of harassment. There's a lot more things here. I won't go into every single section, but I feel deeply sympathetic to folks many of the testimony that was here today. Also having experienced a lot of this harassment even before I became a council member, I think I have firsthand knowledge of it. And so I don't agree with these amendments. I respectfully disagree with these amendments. I think that we need to strengthen the tenant anti-harassment ordinance, not make it even weaker, especially when we talk about the many systemic issues happening in our city. That being, tenants being pushed into homelessness is the number one reason why people become homeless. We know that the most vulnerable, the undocumented, the folks that don't speak English as their first language are more targeted. We know of business practices of many corporate landlords using cash for keys and harassment to push out folks that are living in rent-stabilized units. And so I think accepting this amendment would be a travesty for the city and for the majority of people who are tenants in the city of Los Angeles. I don't think it's good policy. So I hope folks vote no on 30B, and I'll make my comments regarding 30A when that item comes up. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilmember Hernandez.
Try to embellish there.
Thank you, Council
She came
President.
in and she took a picture of the damage on the
I'm having a
wall.
hard time with us
I've been harassed.
looking at amendments
outta
that
here.
strike complete sections out of this ordinance
Can always
based
move.
off a report that's not even public or where there's been no public conversation, so we don't even know publicly, if it's directing us to strike, which I think if we all read the report, it does not say that. And so I ask that we vote no on this amendment. We're trying to take
That's it,
Tahoe
Richard.
forward, bring Tahoe to 2024. We've seen through the thousands of filings that Tahoe, number one, didn't cover what we needed to cover, and it didn't give it teeth that we need to enforce. And so I respectfully ask that we all vote no, because this motion takes us back to Tahoe 1.0, and we're trying to move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing no other speakers on the queue, Mr. Clerk, can we vote on this amendment? Or, sorry, Mr. Blumenfield.
Yeah, just
Blah, bloom and
quick
bloom.
things on this.
Where did Krikorian
I was
go?
comfortable with the way that it went through committee, so I'm not going to support these amendments. But I did have a question on.
Oh, he
or
recused
make
himself. He's a
statement on one
landlord.
of them,
I
which
forgot.
is under section
Tim and Grady.
453316.
Shout out to Grady.
One concern about that section was that by saying that the landlord cannot materially change any aspect of the lease, which I agree with, they shouldn't be able to unilaterally do that. It makes it a little ambiguous because the rent is a material aspect of one's lease. And I want to make sure that we are not saying, because I don't think that that's anyone's intent here, that this provision is saying that a landlord cannot raise the rent ever. I don't think that's what we're trying to say. We're trying to deal with harassment. So I want to just put that on the record, because this is going to go back to the city attorneys to draft and make it clear and state it out here. If anybody thinks differently, to state that. Otherwise, I want it to be clear that our intent is to make it clear that the rent is not one of those material terms of a tenancy that cannot be unilaterally changed. Obviously, patterns and practices, nobody likes rent increases, but they're going to happen over time, and we need to be clear that we are
Everything has increased over life, not just rent. So what are we talking about here?
I'm going to
everything. There's nothing that hasn't increased in
but
price.
I wanted to put that out on the record, and then
What are we
can
even
look at it
talking
when
about?
It comes back with form and legality. But I wanted to make that point very clear so that our city attorneys hear that in the drafting of it. That's all.
The cost
All right.
for the
Any
landlord
other
went up.
speakers on this?
See
All
what
right.
utilities cost nowadays?
Clerk, can we call the roll on
Utilities are not cheap. They've doubled.
30 Amendment B? Let's open the roll.
And you might even get that
Close the
weird
roll.
quadruple bill
Wait to vote.
in a month. Good luck fighting it.
4 ayes, 8 noes. Amending motion 30B fails adoption.
All right. That takes us where, Mr. Clerk?
The council may now vote on item amending motion 30A, Hernandez Soto Martinez.
Mr. Blumenfield.
I meant to hit the no button on that. If you could record me as a no.
All right, we'll record Mr. Blumenfield as a no vote.
And for the record, that would be 3 ayes and 9 no.
All right. So we have two speakers on, well, at least one speaker on the next item. Councilmember Hernandez.
Thank you so much, Council President. I put this motion forward to fill some very critical gaps in this version of Tahoe 2.0 that are in front of us today. These were changes that were made in committee, but I think it's important for us to reflect and for us to consider, and I'm asking for your aye vote on this. The first piece is around affirmative defense. And it adds the language of regardless of the factual allegations in the eviction notice. I want us to understand that our RSO units are covered by this language. That's 2/3 of all our housing units in the city of Los Angeles. And so this just, I think AGLA representative said this, it makes, what was the term? Equal protections. These are equal protections that are applying to RSOs that we should be applying to our other units, especially to all our tenants. So that's why we uplifted and are bringing back number 1. Now, section B is a tenant prevailing in court under this article, shall. We believe that shall makes it very clear on what is possible and what is not. We know that the May language is already too ambiguous, and it doesn't give more opportunities for actual cases to be filed. When we talk about the language around 3 times compensatory damages, including damages for mental and emotional stress, we saw people here crying in front of us. And we regularly see people who you can tell have been emotionally and mentally impacted by the harassment that they're experiencing from their landlords. And we feel it's critical to highlight that, especially, for example, I'll give an example of sexual harassment in the workplace. You don't need to be physically touched to experience emotional and mental distress and damages. And so we know that this applies in other spaces as well. And when we talk about the penalties and the damages being increased from the range, no less than 2,000 all the way up to 10,000, this Tahoe 2.0, what we're trying to do is to deter harassment from happening in the first place. These levels of damages and penalties are at levels that we will see deterrence in landlord harassment. And that's important because, as we've seen with Tahoe 1.0, what we have now is not allowing for case to move forward in a good way, and folks are not being deterred. And when I mean folks, I mean landlords are not being deterred from harassment. And also, let me take a step back. We know that most of our rental units are owned by corporations, but that a significant part of our rental units are mom and pop landlords, and that they're doing the best that they can to provide different housing for our city. We also have to recognize that this is not to impact our landlords, whether it's corporate or mom and pop. This is to deter bad actors. And if you're not doing bad things, then you don't got to worry about this law, because it's not about you. And so, yes, we have Tahoe 2.0, but with these amendments, we're moving them forward, because if we're going to take Tahoe 2.0 to 2024 to the landscape that we currently exist, we need to fill these gaps. If not, we're just all talk.
Who determines whether it's harassment or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Respectfully ask
you
for
could
your
say
eye vote,
me
please.
asking for my rent.
Seeing no other
more than
speakers
once
on the
is
queue,
harassment.
Let's
then I
open the roll
become that, and
on
I'm
this
falling
item.
under your law.
Close the roll.
Just because I
Tabulate
asked
the
for
vote.
my rent more than once.
9 ayes, 3 noes.
Amending motion 38
All right.
passes.
All right, what's before us?
Do I got to go to McDonald's
council
and
may
have
now
them
vote
ask
on
me
item
3 times
30
to pay for the
As
hamburger?
amended by motion 38.
All right, let's open the roll on that item. Close the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
All right, what's next?
Council has motions for posting and referral.
They are posted and they are referred.
The desk is clear, sir.
All right, announcements, members. Announcements.
Goes for the
Councilmember
revision,
Rodriguez.
though. It goes to the city attorney
Please,
so they can.
sergeants, please clear the room.
Oh, there it is. Please clear the room. Look at his
Okay.
face. Look at his face.
So, colleagues, today I rise to congratulate my very good friend and State Senator Caroline Mendenhall. Governor Newsom just signed Senate Bill 1193, which is a state bill that she sponsored that bans the harmful sale of leaded airplane fuel in California. Senate Bill 1193
Fucking Tom up there
proposes the
burning
following
dookie.
measures: that it prohibits the leaded
Always
aviation
you.
fuel in disadvantaged communities
And the other
beginning
Tom.
January
Oh,
1st,
you
2026. It prohibits the sale of leaded aviation fuel in urban growth areas by
Shut up,
January
Meg.
1st, 2028. It prohibits the sale of leaded aviation fuel statewide by January 1st, 2030. And it directs the Department of Transportation to issue guidance for airport operators on reducing the environmental and public health risks associated with lead exposure. This bill aims to phase out the use of leaded aviation fuel across California and reduce the harmful effects of lead on vulnerable communities. It also emphasizes the need for regulatory support to minimize health risks near airports.
You too, Richard. Have a fantastic
fuel
day.
Endangers the health of the people who live in communities adjacent to airports, particularly the long-term health of our children. This is a huge step forward for an issue that has been plaguing my community in Pacoima for decades. We have Whiteman Airport, which is a
small planes,
playground
Catherine.
for
Helicopters.
affluent individuals
Sometimes.
that come into our community, utilize this aviation space, frankly, often disrespecting our community with 24/7 unmitigated operations. But the lack of enforcement and oversight on so many issues has only exacerbated some of the already baseline health problems that both air quality and the leaded fuel exposure has left and impacted for residents in my community for generations. And so I'm just very proud to have a collaborator and co-conspirator in Senator Menjivar, because this was a huge win for our community and beginning the corrections of such long-standing environmental harm that Whiteman Airport and so many other municipal airports and that cause great harmful exposure to young people and families in our communities across the
smaller
county,
planes
across the
at
state.
Cessnas.
So I'm very excited for her
They're
in this
using
win,
leaded fuel.
but it's a win
Helicopters, some
for our community.
that
and I
aren't
wanted
jet
to
turbines,
just
for sure.
thank her for her incredible
You know,
work on this.
Those older choppers.
Thank you. Any other announcements? All right. I'll ask everyone in the chambers to rise for adjourning motions.
Oh, there they go. It's time
See
to
any
get out of
adjourning
here.
motions to my left?
Look who's right here. Look,
Adjourning
there's
motions
Batman
to
and,
my right.
Batman and Robin right there.
All right, we're adjourned. Thank you so much, everybody.
All right, guys, that's it. We got to an end today without even pulling the ripcord. Shit, yeah. Another day in the books, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you'll join me tonight. We'll be live tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for our normal Tuesday Taco Tuesday fun. You know, shout out to everybody like Brock who called in, gave me a shout out. You know, I'm sorry to, Richard for getting hung up on, Jason getting hung up on. I mean, that's just what they're doing. We know it. They know that number. Boom, dunk it. Boom, dunk the next one. Give me 2 more. Okay, we took 4 people. Boom. We're done with public comment. So that's really what happened today. Okay, Brown Act violation right there. Plain and simple. And I hope you all just sue the city and win for denying you public comment, which is your rightful right. So there you go. It's beautiful, right? A little beautiful Dania Beach, I think it is. A little their pier there. Looks beautiful. Yeah, man, it wasn't a bad one. I mean, we've had worse city council meetings. So it is what it is. You know, keep the notifications on, as I always say, so that way you can catch the next chase. I feel like we're due for a good one. You know, one went on last night just for literally, it was 3 minutes. By the time I was just about to push live, they had already, pit maneuvered the car and all that shit. So I just said, fuck it. I don't want to bring you guys in just to see a car that's already done. The chase is done kind of thing. So it is what it is. But thank you guys for everything. All the likes, the love, the donos, the thoughts, the thumbs ups. The all around laughs. Thumbs ups really do work, and I appreciate them. And I guess that's it for now. On behalf of old Stink Bomb. Oh, he's not even in here. Let's hold on. Where's Stinkums for the last shot of Stinks? Oh boy, there he is, back turned and all. But yeah, I'll see you guys tonight. Hopefully, you guys have a fantastic Taco Tuesday. I feel like getting some tacos. It'd be nice, but I don't know. I have a steak in there I should be cooking, so I think I'm gonna just cook the steak and some veggies. Steak and veggies, it's ready to go. Alright guys, have a fantastic day. Thank you for everything. Much love, fam. Let's go.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, you guys. Anything here.